Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Live from the Xfinity Studio. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, June the 8th across the Delaware Valley. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, brought to us by our good friends at Xfinity. And, of course, the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app as we kick off another week. It's World Cup week. The World Cup commences Thursday from Mexico City, and then all the matches begin, and, all roads will point to Philadelphia for our role in the World Cup. Looking forward to that. Some interesting, some great sports. So that'll be fun. And it was a great sports weekend. It really was. Let's tackle the locals first, and then we'll get to the NBA and NHL, both of which were scintillating. Less than scintillating, Andrew Painter and Aaron Nola, but the Phils are able to win 2 of 3 from a very good, well-hitting White Sox team. They could rake. And so it was big for the Phils to come away beating Chicago 2 of 3. Let's give all the flowers to Brandon Marsh, who homered in all 3 games, was incredible all weekend long. He's now hitting .338, hitting homers off lefties. He is unconscious. It's funny. All along, I'm like, I think I even said this maybe Friday. Well, it's great. He's going to hit for average, but, you need power. And he wound up hitting 3 home runs over the weekend. He is locked in. He is on fire at the plate. Just playing great baseball, man. He talk about making a bid for the All-Star team. You're .338 and you don't dip and you're adding power to the resume, you're going to get a spot, man. Good for Brandon Marsh. And Phil's needed it. They needed to, especially the last 2 days, they needed to score because Saturday, Andrew Painter got knocked around, man. He got knocked around. My biggest fear with Painter, and I love what Mattingly did, because Mattingly left him in the game to kind of fight through it. And he actually had success, fighting through it. He's got to figure out his fastball. That's one of the biggest issues he has. He can crack it up at 96, 97, but it's straight, and he's got to spot it a little bit better. Like, he seems tentative to throw it. And he's got to figure that piece of it out. I think he will. And, I still believe in the kid. But, this is what he's got to work on. He's got to work on, not shying away from his fastball in certain spots because he'll hit it hard. Like the kid Gonzalez, he got called up for the White Sox later. It was like the end of the week. They called him up. He played first base. He hit a shot that was a mammoth shot. And then that was it, man. Painter pitched backwards the rest of the game because he was afraid to throw his fastball. And, he can't be afraid to throw his heat. So they got to figure that piece. I know it's straight. There's not a lot of movement to it. And it doesn't matter how hard you throw. You got to get a change up to back it off. This way you can get guys thinking and you just can't lock in and time it, right? Because MLB hitters will lock it in and time it if it's straight. Because the harder you throw, the farther it goes if it's straight. And guys can time it up. So that's the one thing that he's got to work on. And then this pitcher backward stuff, which is fine. kind of, I mean, it's just a matter of time before good hitting teams, just blast them. Like, that's just what it is. He was dancing out of trouble all start long, but lefties are a problem for him. I mean, that's not going to change. So, but you got to get Painter right, because you got those two guys at the back of the rotation, and you got to hope, you got to hope and figure out what's going on, and because you need one of them that you could count on. Especially when it starts to get, once we get into, August and it's a 2-month sprint, obviously they've run it this season, they're going to make the playoffs, but, can you still catch the Braves? Can you, not get the last wild card? Like, that was kind of it, right? Like, that's what it has to be. So we'll talk about fightings today, as we always do. Can I get to the NBA and NHL? I mean, you want to talk about unbelievable performances? These games were amazing. So game 2, the Knicks they haven't lost since the NFL draft. It's unbelievable how this team's playing. It's crazy. Oh my God. They beat Atlanta last 2. They sweep the Sixers. They sweep the Cavaliers, and now they're up 2-0. So they come out, and I was so happy for Devon, because cousin Mikal has a game, man. He was terrific, and when they needed him, he was great. Cat was spectacular. I've never been the biggest Karl Anthony Towns guy, but I got to give it to him. He has played an amazing series so far. He was great, and when Wemby's out of the game, he's impossible for them to stop. Like, they can't stop him. It's uncanny. Like, they can't. When Wemby's out of the game, the Knicks just attack, and they run that high screen at the top, and it works. It does. And then Bridges shot the ball well. But that said, it was fascinating, because games 1 and games 2 were very similar. So game 1, the Spurs control the game up until the last, 4 or 5 minutes, when the Knicks go on a run. Remember, they're going that 13-14-0 run and steal the game from San Antonio. They can't get it done. They can't get it done down the stretch. And then game 2, after the first quarter, the Knicks controlled it, right? Knicks were up by as many as 14 in the fourth quarter. Then the Spurs make a run, and they tied at 97. I'm like, here we go. The Spurs now, they're going to steal it. Then dumb foul, OG on a 3 gets fouled. Well, he hits the free throws, 197. Spurs come back, right? And then here it is, game's tied. They do the 2-for-1. Wemby misses, but then they hold the Knicks. Wemby has the ball. They get the rebound, and you got to call timeout. I don't know why. I get the Larry Brown, we're going to catch him off guard and but you got to call timeout. You got a young team. So Wemby gets the rebound, and he just makes a horrible decision with the basketball. He tries to pass it to Castle. Castle's not paying attention. Castle's running up and down the floor, and so his back's turned. Ball goes off of him. Brunson gets it, and then Wemby tackles him. It was not a good night for Wemby. Now, they make the 1. Brunson puts them in front. Wemby's got elbow extended, 18-foot, wide open look. Great look. Great look to win it. And he back rimmed it, and he missed it. And that was it. Ball game. Knicks up 2-0, and they go back to the Garden tonight, which is going to be raucous. Wow, that whole city's going to be on fire as Spurs go in. Now, this is it. I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough tonight to go win. That crowd's going to be wild. They're going to have to make sure that they don't get blown out early. They're going to just have to weather the storm. That'll be the whole thing. So, but great Great basketball, like really great basketball game. And then the hockey game on Saturday was even better. It was unbelievable. Here they are. Vegas, bang, 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 bang. They go nuts. Second period, score 4 goals. Marner has a hat trick, the natural hat trick. They go up 4-0. You figure it's a cigar piece, right? You're done. You light it up. Not so fast. Carolina, 3 goals inside of a minute and a half. And then next thing you know, they tie it. Overtime. Oh, my God, it was amazing. You go to double overtime, and then finally Vegas wins it with Theodore. And, man, that was just great hockey. I have to tell you, the finals in both sports have been awesome. A lot of fun, man. I've been loving it. So we'll talk to Danny Briere about the night. Danny's going to check in about 11:15. So looking forward to talking to Danny. Good morning, VG.
What's up, buddy? How are you? Have a good weekend?
I did. So I, yesterday, was down in Annapolis.
All right.
So Anthony qualified for a Naval Academy crew camp.
Oh, that sounds promising.
So we went down. Dude, can I tell you? A little bit later on, we're going to have EJ on. So we had to meet at the football stadium.
Annapolis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The midshipmen, are they?
Yeah.
All right.
The middies.
All right.
And it was awesome. It was.
You on the field?
No, we were in, but we had to check in for the camp
Okay.
inside the stadium. So I went down. Jules, you got that picture? So here's me and Aunt. I said, "Come on, Dad, let's get a selfie."
Oh, nice.
There it is. Go Navy! Like it was awesome, man. We had a great time, and then we went and checked him in, and into his dorm. We took the parents were allowed to kind of go to the dorm and the facility. It was fantastic.
So was you down there for a week?
Yeah, till Thursday. It was.
I like how you make you got to get some football in there. Get a picture. It's a crew trip, but we got to get a picture of the football field.
So I said to him, I go, dude.
The only way Baldy will respect me is if I get a football shot.
No, it's not about that. I love stadiums. I love football stadiums. And it was just awesome. Like, I didn't even saw the Heisman Trophy wall.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So he's there for a week?
He's there for a week.
Oh, man, this guy's going to be an Olympian. I can feel it.
And I said to him, look at that Heisman Trophy.
It's just the words Heisman Trophy.
No,
That's all I can see when you showed it to me.
Yeah. But it's the guys below it, right? Staubach, right? When they won it.
Yeah. I thought I thought they had the trophy there.
No, they had. It was awesome. I the Polynesian Hall of Fame they have over there too.
Is it Annapolis?
Yeah, they have. Well, they have a whole thing. It was awesome.
Are they Navy Polynesian players?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was cool, man. So I was like, I didn't get a chance to say it because it was closed.
Yeah.
But I was not. I told Aunt, I go, yo, Dad, you imagine playing football in this field for the academy? How prestigious is that?
And what's he say?
He was like, yeah.
I imagine me rowing for.
Well, no, I love him. No, I want him to do it, right?
Yeah.
But I also said, hey, dude, you know,
Yeah,
maybe I'll do both.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Free education too.
Listen,
That's a darn good education.
Listen, it's a great. In fact, the Naval Academy. I've been looking into it.
Yeah.
You know, the Naval Academy accepts only 9% of applicants.
I think. Don't you?
And you need a congressional nominee.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to have to work on get a congressperson.
I'll get that.
Write you a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go whatever I got to do for my kids. I'll do whatever. So I'll knock on doors. I'll be able to get to it. Hey, Governor Shapiro, I need your help.
No, he's not congressional.
No, I know, but
maybe he will.
Well, no, he can lead me into. You know, I can get to it.
Who is you? Who
I
is
don't
your
know. I'll figure it out. But forget that. I'm just talking about the concept of him going to the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like, this would be amazing.
Yes, it would be. Man.
You know,
be one proud father.
You know,
yeah.
I was like, this could be our path.
Our path. Yeah.
Well, you know, we went and checked them into the dorms. It was all. Can I tell you, that town's fabulous. Annapolis, when's the last time we were down there?
It's been probably 20 years. My sister-in-law was going to go to college down there, St. John's. So we were down there and visited. Little town.
I love that town.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me.
I almost went this weekend. I think LA Guns was down. I thought maybe you were going to the LA Gun show. I think they were in Annapolis on Saturday night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Philadelphia with the old brick. It's very much kind of reminds me of our, you know.
It'll take you like 3 hours to get down there.
No, actually, two would have changed.
Not bad.
No, it wasn't bad. You know, on a Sunday with shore week traffic, everything, beaches everywhere.
Yeah. It
was actually pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
It was good. But there's something about an empty stadium. I'll talk about it with EJ because he can relate. The stadium, man. The stadium's awesome.
You say I can't relate?
No.
There's nothing better than cracking a beer as a teenager in an empty football stadium. No? Yeah, sure. I like stadiums. I like empty stadiums.
I don't
You
think
just
you're a
can't be
stadium
out.
guy.
I hung out in empty stadiums.
You don't strike me as we never talk stadiums. You don't strike me as a stadium guy.
I'm a fan of a stadium.
Yeah?
An empty one. Yeah. Under the bleachers.
All right.
Hanging out.
All right. Was that awkward enough, Jules?
Well, I mean, I'm hanging out with some friends under the bleachers, having some brews. I don't know. You just sitting alone in a bleacher by yourself, staring at the field. I mean, that's a little awkward. At least I got a social life going on at the stadium.
Okay, you and Bobcat.
You're just sitting there staring at the field.
He texted me last night. High as a kite, right?
With a great content idea.
He goes, hey. Wait, I mean,
because that dude's name is crazy.
To do it justice.
What's his Sasonagel?
To do it justice.
Yeah.
I'm going to read exactly what you sent me.
Yeah, I stand by
this
it.
Is what he says.
Well, I sent a picture.
Coach of Texas baseball, Jim Schlossernagel. What a name.
Yeah.
Could do a running theme of worst sports names.
Yeah. Start sending us their worst sports names.
Schlitter. Dick Butkus. Ron Tugnut.
Yeah.
Tugnut, a top 3.
Tugnut's a top 3 name. Sometimes you have bad luck with
Ron Duguay.
Sometimes you have last names that are bad luck. Tugnut's a bad last name.
I just gave him the ha-ha, like, just so I don't want to, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I love the guy. I didn't want to dissuade him, even though his idea was stupid.
Yeah.
I just give him the ha-ha. And then he starts, like, blowing it up with all these names. Oh, and I go, are you high right now? And he said, of course. I'm with Bobcat, and we're hysterical laughing.
CK Red's already in the chat. He's like, Ron Tugnut.
Oh, good.
And I was like, yeah, no.
No.
Did you squeeze in some sports over the weekend? All your
Yeah, we watched the Phillies. I watched the Phillies yesterday at the Walnut Street Beer Garden with Johnny Goodtimes and Bill, the old owner of Milk Boy. Yeah. I caught the Spurs, the end of the Spurs, Wemby choking. I caught that. Mm-hmm. Hockey game. Dude. This guy's going to go through. He's winning on own goals. 2 own goals. Like, come on.
Yeah. It's
ridiculous.
Nuts. It's nuts.
I do have a beef. There's 2 things going on. I texted through work. I texted Joey Belladonna, the singer of Anthrax. Great sportsman.
Okay.
Great hockey fan. Played goalie at high school level, maybe a little college. And I texted him, and I'm like, we can't have Tortorella winning this cup. And he texts back one word to me, because he's from New York. Knicks. Ignored the whole hockey thing. And I said, I'm never root for the Knicks. And this is a general thing I've been getting from New York people. Come on, it's been 50 years. Like, we're supposed to have sympathy for them.
Yes.
I've heard this multiple times from Knick guys. You can't hate us. It's been 50 years. Where were they when the Eagles stunk and the Giants were good? Were they rooting for the Eagles for the Super Bowl?
Of course not.
Were they rooting for the Phillies in the
they-
World Series, being like,
no,
oh, it's 38
they
years for
hate it.
Philly?
Bad.
Get out of here, these New York guys. They all want us to be, they all
I
think the
know.
whole country should be Knicks sympathizers.
Did you survive the weekend? What do you mean? I don't know. You're good? With the bird? Yeah. You're good? You're no residue from the traumatic residue? My man. You're the best, Benny. Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, where is it? Eddie Wright checking in with Jimmy Snuggerud. Hoflax, Dicker the kicker.
Hoflax. I love Hoflax. They are all Knicks. I got no sympathy. I want them to lose. I was rooting Spurs the whole time. I'm rooting Wemby.
Yeah.
They're too young, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They're too young.
Showing. It's too big for
By the
them.
way,
Wait till they get to the Garden.
right. Like, how are they going to, in that environment, how are they going to win tonight?
They could use an Embiid off the bench.
I know.
They could.
Or they could. Damn right they could.
Yeah.
I mean, you got, you think about it, when Wemby goes out of the game, they got nothing.
No. Embiid give him good 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. We got him going to OKC. We got him going to San Antonio.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be against him going to the Knicks either.
No. Listen, we got an alleged problem. I have no confirmation on this. If anyone in chat's aware of this, or if you're listening, email me, vg@allphly.com. There's a Reddit thread. They've said that Philadelphia is the sixth borough, the New York Times did a while ago. There's a Reddit thread going on that Fishtown bars have balloons and stuff going up for the Knicks because they have so many New Yorkers living in Fishtown. I don't have any confirmation on any bar names right now. But if we can get confirmation, I would like to call these bars out. I would like to call these bars out.
They cannot. They're
Balloons. The one Reddit post is, I went past the one, they had balloons out for it, the Knicks. Yeah. In Philadelphia.
Yeah, I saw that sixth borough thing.
Why? There's a lot of license plates in my neighborhood. A lot of New York.
I know. Yeah, there's a lot that moves in.
This is like monopoly money down here. They get a house down here for $800,000, cost them $4 million up there.
No, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
We've been infiltrated.
Yeah. I don't see any. I don't see
Well,
any
we
of
can't.
that.
We got to fight. We can't have this.
This is ridiculous.
No, we can't have balloons and stuff.
So yeah, I got to get a picture of this.
That's
Eddie Wright wants their liquor license revoked.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with Eddie.
Yeah.
No, you're out. Get out. Go back. It's gonna fight.
I don't even understand why you. If you're the bar owner, why would you even do that?
You're selling out.
You got
The only thing is that
you got 6 or 8 Knicks fans gathering.
Yeah.
Great.
You're selling out.
Yeah.
You're selling out is what you're doing. I mean, you try to figure a way to just watch what the World Cup's for.
Yeah.
Go go happen in Brazil or France or whatever, Croatia. Climb on. You don't need to do Knicks.
Right.
We're going to the Knicks.
The game on? You want to watch the game? The game will be on. It's the finals. Of course the game will be on.
Here's
we don't
the
need
problem.
balloons.
The games tonight, and I've been into the series, but I don't really want to watch. And I don't want to watch the beginning.
There's no point. The storyline's the end of the third and the fourth quarter.
I just want to check in, yes, because I don't want to see here's the shots. People going into the Garden, Knicks fans.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have all the security and the NYC cops, right? Ushering people around,
Mm-hmm.
right? The whole president's going to be there. It's going to be all this crazy, right? And all this drama, Broadway,
Mm-hmm.
Ode to New York.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
It's going to be like the Academy Awards with all the celebrity
Yeah.
shots.
And then there's that, which is completely nauseating. Timothy Chalamet, this one.
I saw they did a whole thing on ESPN about Celebrity Row and who sits where and how you get there. And I don't know if Tracy Morgan was doing it on purpose, but he's like, yeah, I got my boy Timothy Chalamet there.
No,
Yeah.
he's probably doing it on purpose. There's like that's the most like un-Philadelphia thing ever.
Oh, the only one I respect is Spike. Spike's always there. When they stink, he's always there.
Well, by the way, he's been there.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
Yeah.
goes back.
Right. He pays for his tickets.
Chalamet is a legit fan, I think.
He's banned from my house. There's no programming Timothy Chalamet's allowed in my house.
I
don't even think he's been in anything good. I don't know if I've ever seen a Timothy Chalamet movie. So I don't know. So it's an easy ban for me.
But I think the kid is a fan. Like, I think he's legit.
He's
you know what it is? Like
too giddy.
All of them, like they're just when they're all together, it's annoying.
Yes, slobbering all over each other.
Yeah.
High five. Yeah.
Ben Stiller.
Sit down.
Yeah. Shut up, Ben. I'm out, Ben. So I don't know what to do. Like I gotta wait until third quarter.
Yeah, there's no point. The first half is meaningless.
The good thing is I can watch Sanchez tonight to start.
Mm-hmm. How you feel about the lizard? You worried? Are you concerned?
Nah.
All right.
I'm not worried about that. I mean, if his stuff is still good.
Does the ERA get under 4 by the end of the year?
Probably. I mean, I don't feel I'm fine with the lizard. I'm more worried about you got to fix Painter. He's afraid to throw his fastball.
Well, you can't control it. The one stat, he threw 11 fastballs in the first inning. Only 2 were in the zone. The other 9 weren't even close to the zone.
He's afraid to throw.
Then only throw it 4 more times the rest of the game.
He's afraid to throw.
Yeah.
It's not that he can't control it. I think he's afraid to throw it. I think he's afraid.
You think he's afraid?
I think he's thrown out of the zone because he's afraid to get the zone because it's going to go.
Interesting. You think he's afraid to throw it because he's going to get smacked around. And I think he's just afraid to throw because he got no control.
No, I don't think it's control. The one pitch you can control is your four-seamer. That's your pitch you can control. I think he's afraid.
He's not even his. If you look at the spray chart, it's not even close to the zone. He's got to know that these guys aren't swinging at that.
No. He's afraid. So when you're afraid to be in the zone with your fastball, you're going to look outside the zone, and then you're so afraid to throw it to hit the plate in the zone that you're going to throw it like that. That's what his issue is.
Dombrowski's done him no favors. I mean, he may be good to let him go down and work it out at AAA, but they got nobody.
You can't.
Nobody.
I actually like what Mattingly did with him yesterday. I think it was smart.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta let him go through it. You know. All right, lots to get to. It's always a busy sports day. We'll have some fun. Just mess around. We're just getting started on a Monday right here. First, let's talk about our friends. That's right. Let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. So look, the game tonight, what we got? Tell me what the line is tonight. Knicks got to be what, 5.5?
Is that what you think it is?
I don't know. That's my guess.
2.5.
2.5?
2.5.
Oh my God! Only 2.5 on
Screaming
BetPark?
Spurs.
Oh man, that's
Can you bet the Spurs at this point?
No, can you imagine? There's no way in the world you could bet the Spurs. Well, you could bet the Knicks. Ugh. Right there on the Parks Casino, the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. Plus the Phils. What are the Phils?
The book loves Sanchez minus 195.
Yeah, well, again and against a crap.
He started out okay, but man.
Yeah, the Blue Jays. Anyway, check it all out. The app has all the casino games you want. The hottest online slots. BetParks.com has all the details. Great offers for new customers. Check it out. Going to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Dick's Sporting Goods. From the soccer tournaments coming right here at the complex to the baseball games happening in our own neighborhoods, right? All across the Delaware Valley. I was at a game in Delaware on Saturday. So summer sports officially in play across the region. And whether you're getting ready to cheer on your favorite team or getting the kids out to a game, Dick's Sporting Goods is your one-stop shop for everything you need this season. Jerseys and fan gear to rep your teams, plus all the equipment, gloves, cleats, bats, balls, everything you need for whatever sport you're playing this summer. You got it all, man. Football pads. It's easy to get to. Stop by your local Dick's Sporting Goods store anywhere around the area. Shop online, Dicks.com. Before the next big game, whether you're heading to the stadium or just out with your friends, make your first stop, Dick's Sporting Goods, because summer sports start here. Now we got Devon. Fantastic. All right. Sixers a big press conference today.
Finally. Been waiting, man.
Okay.
You haven't?
No.
I want to hear this guy talk.
Really?
Yeah.
Mike Gansey will be announced. What I do like from the Sixers is Jameer as the GM.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So Gansey as the director of basketball operations and Jameer as the GM. Let's welcome to the program on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line our man, Devon Givens.
Devon Givens.
NBA.
Devon Givens.
NBA.
Devon Givens.
There he is. I love it.
Man?
On the way to Camden.
On the way to Camden. So sorry if you hear some turn signals. I don't want to get a ticket.
No, listen, I appreciate you doing this. Lots to discuss. Before we get to the Sixers stuff, let's talk about the game on Friday night. How was San Antonio? How was it being there? Cousin had a great game.
Yeah, it was good being there. The San Antonio fans are they're really into it. Of course, there's not much going on there, so that's their sport. As you talk to a lot of the Spurs fans, they are really into their team. When things started going back in their favor in the fourth quarter when they made their comeback, I was saying to my cousin, that was one of the loudest buildings I had heard, and I don't know, it was one of the loudest arenas that I have heard watching the sport, and the play, it was just popped once they came back and tied the game. I think it was when they tied the game, and then Victor Wembanyama got the and-one and eventually took the lead. So great building. City was cool. The fans were also cool. Definitely into it. Really gracious out there as far as the fan base goes. Wishing you well, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was fun, man. It was cool to be out there for those two, even though, as you know, I was late to get to the first one, but to be there early for the second one and experience all of that was really fun.
First of all, Cousin was awesome. Exactly what they needed. You and I were texting during the game, and we're like, yo, man, Cousin's got to get his shots. And he was special, man. He won the game, man. He and Cat won the game for him.
Yeah. I was talking to him afterwards, and even with the 20 points, when I talked to him afterwards, since we were able to chill with him for a little bit, I also pointed out to him the play at the end. While it wasn't really like a big get your hands in there and disrupt everything play, I had to give him this praise for what he always does, being ready to defend Fox on that action that he and Wembanyama had, not getting caught on that little tag switch screen that Wembanyama tried to make on him, busting up the flow of the action that he had on Fox, where he couldn't drive down the lane at that point. The options, you have multiple options on the play. And Mikal kind of got over that screen on Victor Wembanyama, stayed with Fox. Fox had to throw the ball back, and he got a good look. But my thing was, yes, like we were talking during the game, that they needed, me and you texting back and forth, he needed some more shots. It was, for me, in the end, I was like, yo, all right, you had the 20, but way to play defense the way that you did, because Fox had hit a couple of shots at that point too. But as far as his offense went, yeah, you and I were texting back and forth about it, and it was good to see him kind of go back into that Brooklyn mode a little bit when Brunson was sitting down, Towns was sitting down. It was him and Shamet, I believe, who hit those shots while Wembanyama was on the floor. Mitchell Robinson was defending him, but Mikal, Landry Shamet, they were the ones that were able to weather that storm while Brunson and Towns were also on the bench and pick up that scoring slack. So, yeah, he into it. They're focused. as far I know he's focused, and I know people don't care about the Knicks, but he's focused and he's locked in for what they're doing right now, and I'm happy to see him playing again well on the big stage.
Well, he gets the first one, and then we were waiting, right? Like, because you get the feeling like he's going. Then he had kind of ran into the other one, and it was money, right from the top.
Yeah,
and then it was like, all right, let's go, man. And then he had a nice take, and you're like, here comes another one.
Oh, when I text you,
yeah,
because you were a little behind, because you are. So everybody were texting, and he's like, he's got to get the ball. So then Mikal started getting the ball, and he hit those couple of shots that Ann is talking about. And as soon as I was able to look down at the phone and see that you saying, all right, there it is, and he scored again. So I'm in the arena. It's a few seconds ahead. I texted Ann and said, well, here's another one. and I think that was when
we're up on delay.
Yeah.
He's in the arena,
right?
You know, I wish I could have went to the BetParx app.
right. Yeah, so it was cool, man. Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun to see him playing this way on that stage. All the talk and look, the series is not over. They still need to win 2. He's been here before, where they were up 2-0 against Milwaukee in 2021, and they lost 4 straight. They got swept. So he's been here before. He knows what it's about to stay in the moment. But game by game, it's a one game. As he said after the game, is 0-0. And their mantra that all of them are really saying is 0-0, and that they just need to stay focused, and that's it. So that's what they're doing. Yeah, it's good to see it.
Let's go to the end, because the end was fascinating, right? Like, you know, the 2-for-1, they missed the one, but then they get the Spurs get the stop, and then Wemby gets the rebound, and they don't call timeout. They try to get the ball up the floor, and Castle's got his back turned, and Wemby, you know, it's that moment, right? It's one of those bad turnovers, and he fouls Brunson, and then he gets the look. It was a great look he had, and he back rims it.
So again, the momentum was theirs once the Knicks missed a shot, Wembanyama gets the rebound, and you're like, okay, it's there in transition. The momentum is already there for them. They've come back. They've stormed back. This has the theater of this has the theater. I'm sorry.
Right.
I apologize. This one has the theater of, you know what's going to happen. They're going to make a shot, and they're going to take the lead, and they're going to win this basketball game. We're going to go back to New York, 1-1. And he throws that ball away. I couldn't believe it. And I'm surrounded by Spurs fans, but again, they're nice. So you're talking basketball with them. There was not a lot of trash talk. I wasn't a trash talk anyway, but they were into it. They were, like I said, the building just popped, and he makes that mistake, and you're like, man, the moment got to him right there. And I just couldn't believe it, because I don't think Castle was in the wrong. He was looking for the basketball, but at some point, he has to turn around,
get up the floor,
get out and fill that lane.
Yeah,
he's filling that lane. He's like, okay, and I've seen this before. Wembanyama will push the break. He'll push the ball in transition and find his guys. So the moment got to him there. And I'll take you back to another possession after the timeout. I think it was when Brunson made the shot, the runner. I mean, the fadeaway again over the defense to give the Knicks the 1-point lead. After the timeout, they call the timeout. They get the ball at half court, and I was puzzled as a basketball guy watching. Why is he fading away on the baseline, taking this jumper? This is your ATO,
right?
I was like, wait a minute. This was before the potential game winner. This was the shot out of the ATO where Brunson gives the Knicks the lead, and he's taking a baseline jumper fadeaway with plenty of time left on the clock, and I couldn't believe it. So again, that's where I just thought that 2 times in that game, and we can go back to game 1 and the mistakes that young team made again to allow the Knicks for them to get back into it. But so I think that the inexperience, the youth played a part in how things That's taking nothing away from the Knicks, but the Spurs had their opportunity, and I thought they were going to win the game. And
yeah, man.
The inexperience got to them at that moment.
I mean, listen, you're young too, not ready to win, and the
Right,
Knicks
they're ahead
are
of schedule.
Yeah, the Knicks are. That's a good team, a great veteran team. Like, they're going to play buttoned up. That's why I would have called timeout. I know. You get a team backpedaling, you can attack and get a shot. But with a young team, I would have called timeout. I was saying at the time.
Yeah. I mean, not a bad call. And also, if you go back and look at that play, everybody, on that turnover, even the Castle part, all right, that's right in front of him to his left. When Wembanyama got the rebound, Fox was right next to him.
Yeah.
Right next to him.
Yeah.
I mean, open right next to him. And he just didn't throw him the ball. So yeah, timeout probably would have been a right call. Make the right pass first of all, give it to Fox, or decide to give it to Castle a little bit earlier. And I can understand why he didn't throw it to Castle too, just because of Brunson being right there on his heels. However, if that is to your point, I mean, call the timeout on the rebound, yes. But I guess Mitch Johnson was just looking at the fact that they had the advantage in the open floor once the rebound was secured. They had the advantage in terms of numbers to push the transition opportunity. So we'll see what they do tonight and how they respond. But that's going to be a madhouse in there. So
I know.
It's a tough place to be.
I mean, it's going to be incredible. I don't know how San Antonio, a young team like that, like you're walking into a true Lions den.
Yeah, I mean, how many years is it since? What, 99? Is it 99?
No,
That's the last time they hosted?
Yes.
No, I mean, hosted a championship game, a finals game. Yeah, so is it 99 since then? So that place is just going to erupt. And it's all about, I think this is one of those games where, how do you start? Can you withstand all of that on your back to start the game against this Knicks team that has shown that they can come back in games? Can you withstand now where you give all the props to the Spurs fans for being into it for their team? Now you're walking into the Lions den here, man, and that place is just going to be outrageous. So how do they start? And what's it look like from the opening tip and first few minutes of the first quarter?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm looking at that going, what are you, like, what are they going to be like, man? Oh, my God.
I don't even know how you can have any confidence, because even if they're playing well, this is like the fourth quarter is just a disaster. You're always going to fear the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I know.
And now the Knicks have been really good.
As Andrew said, BG, where that team is experienced. They do, from playoff experience from Brunson. OG Anunoby has a championship. Even though he didn't play that year in the finals, he has a ton of playoff experience. Towns has gotten to conference finals.
Oh. Did he freeze? He's a frozen. Well, the other aspect, too, is the Knicks sometimes come out of this, like tonight, I could also see them, like, shooting the lights out.
Going wire to wire.
Yeah. Like they've been burying teams that way.
They did that to the Cavs.
Yeah, I mean, they did the Sixers.
Yeah, they did.
In front of all their fans here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we get Devon back, because I want to ask him about, he's on his way to the Sixers news conference today. Sixers announcing Mike Gansey as the director of basketball operations and Jameer Nelson as the GM. EB, Elton Brand is out.
Yeah, good for Jameer. Elton Brand's going to do other things with Harris Blitzer. Is that the deal?
I mean, that's we'll give you another gig.
He's got the gigs, man, it seems like. He got some nice gigs. Very low stress, low pressure, lots of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you're working in sports.
Yeah.
Come on.
No one's got it better.
No, that's a gig and a half.
Yeah.
Morey took the bullets.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's what I'm saying. He's got no stress. No one even knows what he does.
Yeah, no. Now, I like Jameer. I loved having Jameer as a part of the...
Yeah, it's a great story. Airy kid, Great player.
Yeah,
good
man.
Dude.
And listen, he was a great player and knows the game.
Yeah, not an analytics guy. So
Right.
yeah,
I want a basketball guy in there.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that Jameer, I'm curious about Devon and what he thinks. The Gansey thing, again, I just know, cursory stuff what everybody else knows about him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious if I don't know anything about him, actually. I don't know what Cleveland does. I don't know if they're analytics space. They have some nice draft picks. They've made some good additions. They got some depth, which is all stuff we need here.
We got it back. Let's go. Hey, buddy. So what do you know about
Sorry about that.
I said, no. What do you think about Gansey? So today you're going to the news conference. You'll be at Sixers. They introduce Gansey. They introduce Jameer as the GM, which I like. What's your thoughts going into this?
I like the Jameer move, moving up in the ranks. You hear a lot of good things about what Jameer has been able to do in the building and how he's been able to help out. So I like that move. And as far as Gansey goes, again, just repeating myself, talking to a few people, they really like him. They say he's really smart, knows the game well, doesn't get, this was from somebody that it was really cool to say it like this, doesn't get caught up in the whole NBA glitz and glamour of the stuff. It's just strictly about basketball. And so has worked hard, of course, 15 years with the Cleveland Cavaliers, since 17, being in the front office with the general manager title, moved up in 2022, assistant general manager in 17. So has seen it. And as VG said, they've had some good picks. We did the show last week where we looked at every move since he was at least with the Cleveland Cavaliers front office after the G League. And we try to get an idea of the pattern of the type of player that he likes. Kind of tough to do when he's the assistant general manager. I mean, when he's the general manager and not the president and not know. But couple of nice picks, some nice free agent signings, okay trades. Yeah, the DeAndre Hunter one didn't work, but you could see what they were doing when they went and added him as a big wing to go along with the guards that they had, plus the front court players and Allen and Mobley. You could see what the vision was there, but how much of that was him? And then when you bring it to Philadelphia, this is a different team. Yes, you have a small guard Maxey, but you have a bigger one in terms of what VJ Edgecombe does, a wing in Paul George, and then Joel Embiid. He's never had a Joel Embiid. Even as banged up as Joel Embiid is, he's never had a guy that can go get 30 at the center position. So what do you do? And then you're talking about where they are in their stages of their careers. How do you build around that, especially when you're talking about the cap situation that the Sixers are currently in with all the big money allocated to three of those players and not a lot of maneuverability as far as the cap. What is he like? And that's one of the main things that I am very interested to find out. I think all of us are, that what type of player does he like? And when you walk into this one, this is not a clean slate. This is not a blank page. You already have some, I guess, answers on the sheet. And now you need to fill in some things and to keep them, maintain that competitiveness for today. They're still a playoff team. They still have aspirations of being a deep playoff team. So what will he do? What will he do with that? And I'm very curious to find out.
That's interesting. You think they have aspirations to become a deep playoff team?
Of course they do. Of course they do. I mean, they do. Yes.
I mean, they're not. Like, we already know they're not. Like, you know that this team is not capable of a long playoff run.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it, but that doesn't mean that okay, so I want to find out, since I say that, and I say that that's what I think they believe. I want to find out if much when he introduced a few weeks ago. Right?
We're lost. We're losing you. Damn.
So they leave.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
When we try one more time? Nah.
Get
Well,
together,
thanks, brother.
Camden.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, it's tough. All right.
You don't think they can make a deep run?
No. Why, you do?
I don't know. You gotta have some hope, man.
Oh, no, stop. Stop. Don't do this. You did it all last year.
Well, you got to.
You got to what? You got to get out of whatever contract you can get out and restart the thing.
Sure, I would do that. If they can get out of contracts. I don't know if they get out of contracts.
Stop. Don't sell hope. It's hopeless. All right? That's where they're at. There is no hope. There is no game. If they were going to get out of the second round, it would have been this year. All right? And what'd they do? They got swept.
Smoked.
They got embarrassed. Don't give me hope. Bleep hope. It's BS. And if they want to sell that, they're selling delusion to the fan base. And I won't have it. And don't fall into it. Hope. You gotta think. You gotta think what? That you're delusional?
No, if they're running it back with the same guys.
Run it back. That's the point.
I gotta believe better depth.
You got a president and a GM. You're gonna run it back?
Well, better depth pieces, but yeah, I think they're gonna run it back with the same main.
And where's that going to get you?
Characters. Well, with better depth pieces.
Oh, stop. Don't even go there. It's nonsense. You should be upset, Mr. Fan.
I can't be upset at this point with the Sixers. It's just like, it's that apathy at this point. Right? Are you surprised? You expect anything? They're just like, eh.
No, but I expect you to scream and yell. I don't expect you to take
not
it
really
and
a
go,
screamer and a yell.
And go, oh, well, you got to have hope. Like you, if I heard
well, if you're
you
going to watch the games, there's no other reason to go in.
Freaking games.
Oh, well, I probably will.
Well, they're good. Enjoy the slop that you get. I'll watch basketball. I don't even watch them. They stink. They are rudderless franchise. Let's see now. They got new people in charge. The first thing they're gonna do is undo the mistakes. Get out of the contracts.
I'm all in if they find a way to do that.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm with you there. If they can, but it seems like an undertaking that's not easily attainable.
One thing that's got you this upset in the Sixers.
Yes, and him.
I know a Sixers yell when I hear it.
Him. Oh, you gotta have hope. Ugh.
About the Sixers?
Yeah.
I mean, you do have to stay sane.
Right.
I love VJ. VJ and Maxey, like, at least gives you something. It's not like they've been in worse spots.
They have?
I think.
Gotta get Ben in here.
I mean, when Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz and all those things blew up in your face.
They're not in a good spot. They're in a lousy spot.
I got VJ.
Yeah?
And Tyrese. That's something. A lot of teams would kill for that. I mean, you gotta shed, you gotta blow it up outside of that.
What is that going to get you? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to win? Or you just want to go and go spend $6,000 for a game and just watch VJ and Tyrese?
Well, what's VJ getting you that's going to change the world? Are you saying go back to draft picks?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
They're kind of screwed.
If I'm going to do anything, I hate to say this, but it would probably be Tyrese because I'm going to be wasting his best years here.
Yeah, but what are you getting for who you're?
Well, I'm going to try to go get as many picks and young talent.
So you're starting it over.
I got to go through this again to go what? Go out in the first round?
I mean, VJ's 20.
Right. So I'm keeping VJ.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And Tyrese?
No.
You flipped Tyrese.
How do I?
No, we're just gonna watch VJ for 4 years while they get some draft picks.
Do you trust
I
the people?
win.
Do you
It's
trust?
been forever. 1983.
Do you trust the people drafting?
I don't know. They have a new GM and a new.
Jameer and Gansey. You all Gansied up?
He's so Gansey up.
I don't know this guy from anything.
I know. A10 powerhouse.
I don't know this guy from anything. I mean, honestly.
Well, that's
I
the
love
thing.
Jameer, but I don't know. But the point is that I'm stuck.
Yeah, we're all
Like,
stuck.
So what's the? Oh, let's have hope.
Because I don't want to be like you. You're all miserable and crazy.
I'm not saying let's have
No,
hope.
it's-
I'm just saying I like VJ and Tyrese.
That's miserable.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to be happy with that team? You're gonna watch the Knicks win it. They're gonna stick it in your ass.
Yeah, they are.
All right,
Hey, now.
and you're gonna watch that, and you're gonna feel good about the Sixers, and go, "Oh, I got hope." No, bleep out of here. Sicken me.
I mean, maybe VJ's a Brunson.
Okay.
Brun's a national champ.
I mean, come on,
VJ
bro.
played on a crap Baylor.
You know who's closer? You know who's closer to Brunson? Harper.
Harper's nice.
Harper's really nice. I know, but it's not about that. It's about the fact that they're stuck again. And Panter's got to figure. He can't be afraid of his fastball.
Someone needs therapy. He's just unloading everything now.
Yo, bro. He's got to be able to throw his fastball.
He's the same first 12 starts in town. There's hope.
No. But my point is that he's afraid to throw his fastball in the zone. Right. So he's afraid to throw it in the zone.
Yeah, it's tough working on the fastball in the majors.
So you gotta
That's the Phillies problem. They got no depth.
Right.
but you need he's got to get that change up. This way, the fastball will be more effective, and they'll have more confidence to throw it. Caleb Coughlin. The bro was like, "Yeah, whatever, dude. It's a Monday. Leave me alone." I don't know how you. The Sixers incense me.
Listen, I can't go into a whole year if they run this back with another depth pieces and be like, they stink, no chance. I can't do that every day. I have to be delusional. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I so anti you.
Yeah.
I just am. I don't know how you.
Do you have a blood pressure machine at home?
You're just going to be a sucker. A sucker. That's what that is. That's
I mean, I
being
can
a
jump
sucker.
ship. I can find another team.
I don't care what you do, but don't be a sucker. That's what you're being, is a sucker.
All right, call me a sucker.
Oh, let's go, dude. Come on, Joe. Will Joe stay healthy again this year? Oh, Paul PG showed a lot of life last year.
He looked great in the playoffs.
He looked great. He's going to have a great playoff. Yes.
Nice shot, play some good defense.
And as they got smashed by 40. The hell out of here. Oh, God. Jules, every day, never fails. All right, we got to take care of some business. That guy I got to eat.
Don't instigate Jeffro Anthony. He's screaming, play the song, VG.
Chat, you're not upset at this?
Clap your hands.
I mean, you're not upset at this? They have killed our franchise.
To it. We're just so
killed our franchise, chat. We need to seize control of it. I want to take it back.
GoFundMe account.
Yes.
Try and raise some cash. Raise a couple bill.
Yes. Yes. All right.
On that. Yeah. I'll send you $20 right now.
All right. Let's take care of some business. And then football. EJ. Coming up next.
This summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com. For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family-owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com.
This summer, declare your independence from hot, miserable sleep with Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Stay cool all night with cooling mattresses starting at just $6.99. Plus, for a limited time, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and pay 0% interest for 60 months. That's 5 full years interest-free on better sleep. So stop sweating through summer nights and sleep cooler, longer, and more comfortably. Freedom from hot sleep starts today at Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale. Shop for more deals in-store or at ashley.com.
My buddy.
What's going on? How are you doing today?
Bless you. It's just, you come on, and I just go like this. It feels so much better.
I'm about to say, it's been a tense show today, you know? And although I gotta say right off the bat, we got to get you to West Point. You know, the Smiths are an Army family.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, my cousin plays for Army. Yeah, he's a redshirt freshman, defensive back, Darian Smith from Downingtown West. Yeah.
Wow.
So we got to get you to West Point.
Look at that. Oh,
yeah.
My God. That's awesome, man. I got to tell you, dude, I got smitten yesterday. I was smitten. Show him that stadium. But if Jules going to pull it up. Look at the stadium. This is just awesome. Look at it. Go Navy. Go Navy. Wow. Middies. Look at it.
But so you got to be a proud dad, man. He looks like a football player right there. On Saturdays, that's what my dad would say.
Yeah, he's crew now. So he's down there for the crew camp, and he got invited, and it's pretty cool. You know, so we were in the stadium. I go, dude, you imagine running out of the tunnel here? Come on, bro. He's like, be fun, daddy.
Sport athlete, right? Yeah. he looks like he can do it.
Yeah, man. I freaking love.
But I'm with you. I love an old stadium.
This is what I want to bring up to you right to start. There is something about empty stadiums that I just love. I can almost close my eyes and feel the ghosts and hear the ghosts.
Yeah, I'm always romantic about stadiums like that, where especially when they're empty and it's quiet, you know, like some of the historic stadiums in the NFL, when you're there way after everybody's left, you know, at the end of a long night where you're writing something on deadline, there's just something special about, you know, the history that you have there. And, you know, that's why I've always been a fan of teams that keep their old stadiums and renovate them and care for them, because, you know, those stadiums have such an amazing story, you know, and I think that is, you know, something you can really feel, you know, when you're the only one there, just thinking about all the things that have happened, you know, between those lines. You know, it's a special thing.
All right, so let's go through them. So I say Lambeau.
Yeah.
What's the first thought that comes to your mind?
Oh, probably Eagles thoughts, right? I mean, I can't think of like a historical thing, but I mean, really just the history in general and the feeling that stadium gives you. It's not necessarily just a moment. It's like, you know, just what the stadium represents.
And that whole region, right? Because, you know, Favre Pass, Holmgren Way, Lombardi Drive, like it is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way they honor that history too. So I haven't gotten to that one. It's one of the few stadiums left on my list. I missed last year's game because I had COVID, and then they were there during the pandemic. So I want to scratch that one off my list. But yeah, special one for sure.
I wish they, you know why it's funny? I wish they changed the names of the streets in South Philly. Like you could go to Packer Park and train, you know, Cunningham Drive. Like I would change all the streets like in Packer Park All two Eagles.
Drive. You got like Kelsey Lane.
Yes.
That'd be good. Yeah, I like that.
That would be awesome. As
Nab
big
circle.
a football fan as we are.
Yeah.
BG Court.
Yeah, Graham Court. I like that. Yeah.
Right? Like, that would be awesome, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
I think we got to go to city council with that.
You get this passed, right? Call Shapiro.
How would be fantastic? So if I said to you, the 10 Eagles that should have a street named after them. So Kelsey, for sure. Dawkins.
Yeah. McNabb.
No.
Brandon.
Whoa.
No. He's not.
Foles.
McNabb one.
I don't want McNabb.
Okay. All right. Peters. You going Peters?
No. I mean, remember, go to history of the franchise.
Okay.
You got to go Vermeil or
McDonald. Bednarik.
Yeah.
Reggie
White.
White Way.
Yeah, Reggie White Way. Wow.
There we go.
That's a great street.
BG Avenue.
BG Avenue. Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. EJ, come on, man. We got to make this a little pet thing.
That like cements it for me. Like, that does sound like a special thing right there. Van Buren Drive. Van Buren Lane.
Oh, Van Buren Drive's a good one.
Yes. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Dirk is the Buddy Bounty Avenue.
That's cool. We got to do something with this. This could be great.
Carmichael Courtyard.
Carmichael Court. Alliteration. Harold. Love that.
Sounds like fancy houses on Carmichael Court.
That'd be awesome, man. I love this idea. All right. So you got Lambeau. You go Arrowhead too?
Yeah, I would. I mean, that stadium, it feels like a relic when you're there, but it's a special tradition they have. Parking in the grass, walking like a mile to get there, and then like half of those seats, like you feel like you're in outer space at the top of that stadium. So, yeah, but it's a really cool place to watch a game. So I'd have that one. I really like the.
I remember getting in there real quick, EJ. I remember getting in there on a Friday night, and they're already camped out for Sunday, and you got the grills going, and it's Kansas City barbecue, right? So you're just looking up in the sky, and the sky's perpetually gray from the smoke.
Yeah. I mean, it is like no other place when it comes to barbecue, football, and how those two things intersect. I mean, like, you got Dallas, you've got some other places, but yeah, I feel like I feel like Kansas City does it in a special way. I like Buffalo a lot, though. When I was at Highland last year, it really did feel special. I'm actually very disappointed that they're not keeping that stadium, because it feels classic when you're there. So, and obviously the fan culture out there is also awesome. So
with that new stadium, they're going underground, aren't they? Below sea level, so the winds will. It's still going to be open, but the winds will die down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same as the last one. You can see it when you walk to the old stadium. You can see the new stadium under construction, and it does look like it's probably underground, because it doesn't come up as high as you probably would expect for a new stadium. It looks like a nice stadium, but yeah, I just appreciate the history of the old one.
I applaud that they weren't going dome.
Yeah, I mean, if the Eagles end up with a new stadium, I feel like that's going
to be a dome.
No dome. I'm not a fan of indoor football. Like, I think the sport should be played outdoors. I feel strongly about that.
I completely agree with you, but I think it's going to be a dome.
Yeah, I mean, the business side of it makes sense, but I don't know. I just hate the idea of, like, Philadelphia, like, some of the most special in the franchise history have been outside. To me, like the snow games, even just the elements, that's part of playing in this area, and it's an advantage if you embrace it. So, well,
that's why Minnesota, like when Minnesota shouldn't be a dome.
Yeah, it's a nice stadium, but yeah, I completely agree. It's like, embrace where you are, embrace that as part of your culture. I think Buffalo's done a nice job with that. Obviously, the Packers have. Chicago, like, don't use it as an excuse. So
How about Chicago, Indiana? Going to Indiana.
I hate that so much. I hate the stadium like negotiation wars. It's because it's not about the fans at that point. It's not about the quality of the product. It's just about money. It's about leveraging as much money as you can. And I don't know. I don't like it when sports turn down that path. I like it when we're romantic about sports.
Yes.
It's something we're all passionate about. So disappointing. Soldier Field's another one I got to get crossed off my list here.
That's not even like, it's not like Camden either. It's like a 30-mile ride into Indiana where they're going. I know it's like across the river or whatever it is, the lake, but we looked it up on the map. It's like a 35-minute ride to get there from downtown Chicago. It's not like just hopping over the bridge and going.
Yeah, but I actually worked for a paper. One of my first jobs was for the Hammond Times.
What? Yeah.
And I covered all of Chicago sports for the Northwest Indiana paper. So I did.
Did you live in Hammond?
No, I lived in Chicago. I covered all the sports in Chicago. So I did Bears practice and Bulls games and so I used to go. I would do baseball. I covered every pro sport. I used to do like 3 events in a day. I loved it. I loved it. But I covered it for the Hammond Times. It's like, it's like Jersey. Like, it's like you're there. You're south. It's south. Like the South Siders could get there, in 20 minutes.
Okay.
But the North Siders, it's a hike, because that geographically Chicago's spread out.
Right.
You've never been to Soldier Field, EJ?
That was it. So I've had COVID twice. The first time was the Eagles game where Hurts injured his shoulder, so I missed that game, and then I missed the Packers game last year because of COVID. So the NFC North, I don't know. It's like something about it. Like I said, I've only had it twice, and I missed 2 NFC North road games because of it, disappointingly.
Yeah, Soldier Field's dynamite, man. It's a shit. It's the columns. I mean, it feels like ancient Rome. It's got that vibe to it, right on the lake. It's a shame, man. It's a great stadium. Like I'm kind of out of the politics of it, but I love that location. Was the wind would whip. I mean, it was nasty, man.
Yeah, I mean, those Eagles players, man, they still talk about the experience playing there, and how it was like nothing they'd ever seen before with the wind and the wind chill. And obviously, Hurts got injured in that game. And he's talked about, the elements really playing a factor in that game. So I think, again, like, that's the history of this sport. If we get to a point where like 28 of 32 stadiums are indoors, I don't know. That just doesn't feel like
I hate it. I'm with you. I would not like it. I wouldn't like it. And I think we're headed there. Think about the outdoor. What's the story with Denver?
Are they moving indoors?
I don't know. Like, that should not happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Minnesota's the one, you're right, where it's like why have a dome in a situation like that? I mean, Detroit's there too. Detroit's got the indoors, the dome. I don't know. Especially in our area, I like the idea of outdoor football. It's not ever going to be like too prohibitive to play a game. Like, I honestly, like, you could convince me, like, in the southern region, like, the Dolphins having an outdoor stadium, like, that doesn't make that much sense because of the thunderstorm element. But for Philly, I feel like, take pride in the elements, take pride in the fact that you come there.
That's what makes the game special, is that it's played in different styles and different elements, Yeah.
You're going to have to come there and you're going to have to play in the wind, in the snow, in the rain. Like the old adage of like, oh, you have to have a quarterback that can drive the ball through the elements if you're going to play in those games. I think that stuff is special. I think that stuff, is part of the game. So you might be right. They might go with a dome. I could see it from a business perspective, but it just feels like it's against the spirit of.
Well, yes, it is against everything you say is right. I just think they're going to try to go after they want bigger events. They're going to want to try to have a Final Four and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they want Final Four, all that. I get it, but
I don't like it. You like it? You liked it.
Yeah, I'm down with it. Well, I'm down with a retractable. That's what they're doing in Denver. Just looked it up. They're planning a retractable roof.
Like that. Like, that's a problem because the point of the snowstorm makes it interesting.
Does it? Well, in the regular season, they could decide to leave it open.
They're not going to do that. If there's any kind of weather, they're going to shut it. That's human nature.
Yeah, I mean, if there's like, I mean, if you're in Buffalo or something and you had the retractable roof, you leave it open. I do think most of the time it's like if there's weather, they're gonna just shut it down.
Well,
But
Buffalo's no retract. Like it's going to be
if you were a team that loves playing in the snow,
right.
like a team that's like confident, if you got Saquon Barkley and the best offensive line in the NFL, maybe you embrace it.
Well, build your team that way.
Yeah.
Like you're Josh. You got a rugged quarterback. Like that's how you got to build your squad.
Yeah, exactly. Like I like the idea that if you are the Chicago Bears or the Philadelphia Eagles or the Buffalo Bills, it's like we can't draft a quarterback that doesn't have a strong arm. We can't, build a team that can't run the ball with consistency because of the elements that we're planning on playing it. You're gonna build your team to win playoff games. They have to be able to do those things.
Let's talk college real quick. What stadiums have you been to? What college stadiums have you been to?
To many of them, just from the nature of I didn't cover college football, high level college football, but I can tell you that Darrell K. Royal, the Texas Longhorn Stadium, is up there for me.
Oh yeah,
and that place, I'm like, listen, it's nearby. It's a special place, man. I mean, the press box sways during game. It's an old stadium with a high capacity.
the college stadiums are better.
Oh, for sure. They're bigger.
They're way better college stadiums.
In what sense?
They're bigger, older, more historic, more ghosts. The big house.
More like energy in the college stadiums, if I'm just being honest. There's a passion level. Like there's it's like almost like religion in a lot of those areas. Especially
Yeah, but I get the energy and the passion, but do I want to sit on just a steel bench? No back support? I want a chair. What are we doing here? I would go to the bathroom. It's a trough from the 1920s. What are we doing?
I hate them.
You can still have a good environment, a lot of people, and be somewhat more comfortable.
I hate them.
No back support. Listen, I got a bad back right now.
Back support. Yeah. He's talking back support. Go to a freaking football game. He's talking about back support.
Those benches are uncomfortable.
Dude,
they're so cold.
Horseshoe.
That metal.
He's doing it on purpose.
That metal is very
every day.
He
doesn't realize how close he cheats death every day.
Oh man, I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know he definitely knows what he's doing. And when he walks out, and he trips on the sidewalk and he falls into the sewer. Then I'm gonna go, it's bad luck. Hey,
trips into a sewer.
And you get stuffed right through the grates.
Yeah.
The Horseshoe was awesome. Big House, Penn State. Go through them all. How about Oregon? You ever do a game in Oregon, Eugene?
I've been to Washington Stadium, but not Oregon's.
Yeah,
so
man.
I got trying to attach some of these Eagles road trips to college football games. Zach Berman does that a lot. He'll scope out a college football game on a Saturday nearby an Eagles road game and go to that. So maybe I'll tag along with him for a couple.
You should do that. Yeah, I remember one year he did, which is my favorite, Baton Rouge on a Saturday night. Baton Rouge is outrageous.
Yeah, that place does seem just intense. It seems like a really, really intense stadium, like a hostile environment. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start seeing if I can tag along with Zach on some of these.
Yeah, you should do it. Hey, so let's switch to the Eagles as we get ready for mini camp. What are you feeling? What are you seeing? What's the whole schedule of everything?
Yeah, so they're on the field tomorrow and Wednesday, and then the floodgates really open up from there. It'll be 6 weeks off for the players, and more so the players. So the coaches will get some time off too. Based off what we've seen, I'll be curious. If we see much of Mikal Lemon, he had a hamstring last week. That's usually a tricky injury, and if we don't see him, it puts a lot of onus on what he looks like in training camp. So, I gotta be honest, man. Like, I can't shake this feeling. Like, do they have another move to make it receiver? They've been busy all offseason. They drafted Lemon in the first round, obviously. They traded for Dontavian Wicks. But if you're telling me that, like, there's a premium, like, true number 2 or number 1 type receiver.
Tyreek Hill?
I don't know if Tyreek's healthy is the thing. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. is the one where if the trade talks around him pick up, I don't think that they have anything on the roster that would say, okay, we can't trade for Brian Thomas Jr. Obviously, they wouldn't be prohibitive in price, but yeah, I don't know. I just, especially with Lemon not being able to see him, maybe the absence has made me just wonder if they have one move left to make between now and week 1. It feels like they could still use some firepower there.
What's the Brian Thomas Jr. thing with him?
Yeah, so he just kind of fell out of favor in Jacksonville, but he's played good football before. And they seem, there's been talk all offseason that they'd be willing to trade him. Now, that hasn't materialized yet, but to me, he would be a good fit for them. And a good
fit. Why would you trade him? I don't understand.
Oh, I think because they just, they've got other options at receiver. He kind of, like I say, fell out. It seems like he fell out of favor there. Seems like they kind of just moved past him. I mean, they've obviously got Travis Hunter there. And I think he ended the season kind of like on the outside looking in on their rotation. So I know that it's been talked about all offseason that they'd move him.
Yeah, I that's interesting. I'm just looking at it. They got
Jacoby Myers.
And Parker Washington. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not telling you they're stacked at receiver.
If I'm them, I don't do that. But
yeah, maybe it's a matter of just get something for him before he hits free agency. I don't think that they want to extend him. So
yeah, it's funny.
Hey, EJ, last week, towards the end of last week, I saw a soundbite where Mailata was talking about the new blocking assignments and stuff, and he said that Mannion simplified it, and it's helped to get a lot of the confusion they had last year with assignments. Was that something we saw? I mean, it felt like this at times that people didn't know who to block.
Yeah, so one thing you heard consistently throughout last season from guys was that teams were like manipulating their linebacker like alignment pre-snap to throw off the Eagles combo blocks. The idea was, to try and, because if you've watched enough Eagles football, like the way that they worked under Stoutland is they would double team up to linebackers, and there's some coordination necessary to figure out who is going to come off the block to go get the linebacker, and it usually is dictated by pre-snap and that first second off the ball. And teams were doing a lot of things to try and free up their linebackers to make sure that they weren't just giving them straightforward reads. You heard Lane Johnson talk a lot about like late shifts from the linebackers. In a outside zone system, you're not working up to the linebackers quite as much. You're kind of like blocking as a surface horizontally across the field. And that usually leaves gaps where the running back can shoot up, and then they're kind of one-on-one. They're isolated with a linebacker. So I think that was probably what he was talking about. I can't say for certain without asking him, but I think it's probably just the nature of an outside zone run scheme is a little bit less. It requires less diagnosis right off the ball. You're kind of blocking to a space, and you're just trying to you're trying to displace people more than try to read what the linebackers are doing.
I think this whole offense is going to be, he's going to kind of streamline it to the point where you don't have to have a lot of diagnosis.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like point and shoot. It's you figure out your assignment pre-snap right before the ball snapped, and then you just go. And you just try and, like, there is definitely that like displacement element to the outside zone. You need to kind of get that pushback so that the run work upfield and then cut. That's usually that one is what you
into the lane. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I think Saquon's he's an ideal fit for any scheme, but I think he's a good fit for what they're going to ask him to do. It's basically get up, get vertical and beat somebody one-on-one, and then you're in space.
Yeah. I actually think he's perfect for that. I'm excited because if they can just unlock the run game, everything will fall into place. Because let's look at big picture for 1 second. Because I keep hearing that the Eagles are the prime team to fall. And listen, I'm not being Joe Homer here, but I look at their defense And I go, how far are you going to fall with that defense?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've seen examples of teams like that, even if the offense does struggle, they have enough talent to be a top 5 defense. They've shown it the last 2 years. So, and if you have that defense that you can count on, then they're going to keep you in most games. And I think there is reason to be cautiously optimistic on what it's going to look like offensively, especially if they can get the run game to be the one to set the table.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back, if you look at the defenses in the NFC, other than the Rams, I grant you got Myles Garrett. You had Myles Garrett, and you you get the Chiefs secondary, Trent McDuffie, and Jalen Watson. All right, I get it. And Aaron Donald may come back, so I get on paper. But after that, the Eagles are right there. They're better than anybody else. What other defense you want?
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, I mean,
I know Seattle, but I like the Eagles defense better than Seattle.
You're not talking Houston, because I take Houston.
Right. I'm just going. I said NFC, but if you
say
throw everybody
Seattle
else in there, you got the Texans.
Yeah, you'd say Seattle. I mean, other than
the
that,
Eagles are clearly a top 5 defense in the league.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, if you're looking at it across the league, you add Houston in there, you probably add Denver in there, and then but honestly, I'd probably take the Eagles over Denver defensively.
I would take the Eagles over Denver. I'd take the Eagles over Seattle.
Yeah, that one I could go either way. I mean, it depends on kind of how you like your defense to operate, but this upcoming season, I could see it. I could definitely see them taking, moving past Seattle. I think they're going to be fine. I think, the division is going to be tougher. I think those Cowboys games are definitely going to be tougher. But I think that, to say that they're going to fall off, I mean, they went 11-6 last year. I think it's not like I don't think we're talking about an 8 or a 9 win team right now. Even it would require the offense to completely implode. And even then, like you said, I think the defense is going to keep them in games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think an elite passing game to be a double-digit win team. I think for them to reach their ceiling, we can talk about that. But to be a competent, tough team to play, it's the run game and it's the defense, and you should feel good about those two things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're losing a huge piece. We'll see how they adjust to that, but A.J. Brown's
whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Like,
I mean,
I don't know whatever. How did it work out last year?
Whatever player.
Of course he is, but it just was. It didn't move the needle. Like he was a great player, but they couldn't throw the ball. So
agreed. But I understand where some people have skepticism, where you lose your best offensive weapon maybe, and you have a first-time play caller. I understand where people say, they may drop off a little bit.
I understand the skepticism about the offense. I think if you've been following it closely the last few months, there's some reasons again for cautious optimism. But I just think when you look at everything outside of the pass game, you look at Saquon Barkley. I guess the biggest question is the offensive line health. That's a big unknown. But if you feel okay about the run game and you feel okay about the defense, then it's hard to envision this team, really falling from where they were last year. Because honestly, last year they won most of those games because they had a good defense. It wasn't like the offense. The offense wasn't productive last year.
Right.
Even if they tread water offensively, you'd expect them to be in most games.
Yeah, and I think they're going to run the ball. So
Right.
That's how you win in this league. Defense and you run the ball. Let's go.
Let's go. We won a Super Bowl that way.
I'm ready to go, EJ. Come on, man.
I'm about to say, what are you going to do for the next 6 weeks? This is going to be really
I'm already tortured. I'm I'm already tormented right now. I need to figure something out next year between June and camp. It's my least favorite time of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, camp's my favorite time of the year. Now, my wife's favorite time of the year is probably this upcoming 6 weeks. But for me,
most normal people are.
Yeah, who hates summer? Who's worst time of the year is the summer? This guy.
Well, when you do this job, what are you supposed to do? I don't like doing my favorite color.
Well,
all right? I never liked it.
Really good at it.
I'm not. I prefer to talk about sports, and I prefer to talk about football. And I don't know. I mean, DJ, we got to figure something out, man.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about stadiums and I mean, what we talking about the top 26 of the last 26 years in Eagles history. That's what we'll be talking about. A lot of good discussions to have there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm pumped up over that. My brother,
absolutely.
what's on the tap for you guys today?
So we're figuring out the showtime now. The Eagles might have some availability this afternoon. So, you'll keep an eye on the PHLY Eagles socials to figure out what time the show is today. I'm thinking it'll probably be around 4:00. And we'll have some updates from the facility. So, be a fun day.
Oh, good. Well, I look forward to it. We love you. And I always feel better when you're on. So thank you.
I appreciate that. It's always fun hopping on with you guys talking football. So
Yeah, we do. I need somebody to talk football with. So I appreciate it. Thanks, EJ.
I'll see you.
EJ Smith. Now, before we get to the brain, let's talk about some of our friends.
All right.
Let's talk about Parks Casino, #1 casino right here in the Philadelphia suburbs. That's right, Parks Casino, our casino of choice. They got it all. Less than 60 minutes from the Lehigh Valley, 90 minutes from New York, close to everybody. Parks Casino, Street Road exit off of 95 and the PA Turnpike. All summer long, action, excitement, award-winning dining, and world-class headliners. Yes, headliners. Here you go, Saturday, June 20th, a tribute to Paul McCartney, all McCartney live. Comedian Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong, September 21st. Roger Daltrey, Parks Casino, September 25th. America, October 31st. July 24th, coming up next month. Gene Simmons, comedian Ben Bankus, August 22nd. You got it all. Magician Michael Carbonaro, September 19th. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Phillies sports trips. You want a trip of a lifetime? You want to go to London, and maybe you can even tack on Italy after that, because I think that's what we're doing. That's it. The Birds, you're going to London. And you want a trip of all trips, see the Eagles play in one of the world's greatest cities? Well, Philly Sports Trips got you covered. Darius Slay's going on the trip. You're going to go in and let the game tickets and the hotels and all the tour, everything. You just leave it up to Vince and the crowd at Philly Sports Trips. I've traveled with them numerous times. They are the greatest. You're going to love it. I think we're going to be on this trip. There might even be a little excursion afterwards. Check out to Italy. Check out phillysportstrips.com and make game day an experience of a lifetime. That's phillysportstrips.com and book your stay. All right. We got our man.
Brain, Brad the Brain Feinberg.
There he is. The ambassador for Parks Casino, the brain. What do you say, buddy?
Good morning. How are you, man? Good morning to you.
So I found out something. This is the Daily Grind with the brain. I found out something. VG told me. I had no idea. I didn't know what the line was. And I said, what's the line? The Knicks 5.5, 4.5? He said, no, it's 2.5. How in the world is that only 2.5?
It's down to 2. I listen, it's just absolutely amazing to me, the insane, and I do mean insane, lack of respect this Knicks team has gotten, which, again, I really did see I kept saying, why are they getting such little respect? Why are they getting so little respect here? And I've had people tell me, oh, it's because maybe they don't think they have a true superstar, though I think Brunson is. I can't figure out how. It's like one of those things, until they win 4 games, they're being treated like, if they win this game, what'll happen in game 4, they'll be a much bigger favorite. Like if they win this game, they'll be at least 4.5 in game 4. But they're just basically saying we don't believe, and it blows my mind the lack of respect this team has gotten. Usually, athletes say, "Oh, no one believes in us." I hate that stuff. I hate it. I'm like, that's BS. But for this team, I actually think they've gotten a crazy lack of respect. Crazy.
I mean, I'll be honest. It's basically a pick, like 2. My God, right? And then you go.
No, it's the home court for 4.5 points. 4.5, 5.
And this is what I don't understand. You got a young team like the Spurs who folded down the stretch in both games 1 and games 2, right? They controlled game 1, should have won going away, and lumped it up. Yeah. They lumped it away. They come back in game 2, and they can't execute in the last 10 seconds. Like,
yeah.
I mean, now you're going to go into the Garden knowing that place is going to be amazing, like going to be raucous. Like, this is what I don't understand. Yeah. They know all the New York money is loading up on the Knicks. Right?
Anthony, again, I'm be honest, I'm dumbfounded. That's the word I'd use. Now, let me make this clear. Let me make this perfectly clear. Spurs can easily win this game. I mean, like I'm not saying that this is like freaking Christopher Sanchez going against me in baseball. Like the Spurs certainly can win the game. And they're certainly, again, I believe the more talented team, the Knicks. I think Knicks are extremely talented. But I just think today what this line should be, I think this line should be the lowest line it should be, in my opinion, is 4.5. The lowest. Like, that's if you're very pro Spur. I see real value in New York. Again, it's every game I seem to be saying this, but I just don't really quite understand. Although game 1, I actually did think the Spurs would win, but I'm just surprised at this line, Anthony. I really am. Doesn't mean that the Knicks will win, but I think this line is way too low. Way too low.
I really don't get it, because when you think about it, right? I'm with you. I get it's not Sanchez against us, but if you're like handicapping it, you go, well, who wins tonight? Well, you got to go to the Knicks win tonight,
right?
Only because
Knicks,
right? Like it's they're home, and we've seen them at home just blow people out. And I like San Antonio, but clearly, if you're paying attention, they're not ready for this type of series. Now you put them in that environment, I would be stunned. Like I don't know. I don't put percentages on it, like money lines, but I would think it's like they would have a 20% chance of winning.
Yeah, well, I bet the Knicks minus 117. So there you go. I'm at the money line. I'm like, all right, I think the Knicks are going to win. And one of the things is, it's funny. It's kind of like when you have Mason Miller as a closer. To me, it's not a fluke that in these 2 games at the end, the Knicks won. It's not a fluke at all. To me, that's part of why the Knicks are up 2-0 is because they have that guy at the end. They can score. They have the ability to score at the end. And the Spurs, what do they have the ability to do? Get off a shot with a 7'4" guy from 21 foot away. That's the best they're able to come up with. To me, as
not for nothing. It was a good shot. It was a great look.
It's a great look, but again, it's like
he's got a great look at it.
Jump shot. It's not 50-50. It's not 50-50. It's less than that. I would like to see, again, you know what's interesting? I find it fascinating for all these coaches in the NBA. You know how, like, in the NFL, like, there'll be like a play call. You come up with a 2-point conversion call that's really like, I got to have it kind of play.
You got it in your
Belichick
pocket,
had so many good ones at the 2-yard line. Right. Belichick used to have so many plays at the 2-yard line. I swear the Patriots would always score going for 2. The league was 50%, 48%, whatever. He seemed to be 70%. Just, he always had good stuff. I would think there'd be plays that you could just pull out saying, okay, we need something here. We have to, there's a play here we can get where we can get a really good look. Look, I feel like a 20-foot shot from Wemby. I feel like I could draw that up. And I could get that off without a problem. Just Wemby just pull up from 20. I think that degree of difficulty.
But I think you're simplified just a little bit. I hear you, but I'll be honest with you. I love the look. I mean, you run, you're not getting action toward the basket. I just don't think you're getting action toward the basket. Not with him. So you're running a high screen and roll, and it worked. Like it was 18 feet. You know, it's elbow extended. That's. I mean, you've seen him make that shot over and over and over.
Yeah, of course he can make it. Of course he can make it. Absolutely can make it. I don't think it's 50-50, but he absolutely can make it. For sure. It's probably in the 40s. But I don't know.
I don't know who else you go to in that spot. I'll be honest with you. If you're going to go action toward the basket, Harper's gives you your best shot at it.
Well, but that's again going back to they don't have a guy like Brunson, and like that player to me, you know, earns his salary. You see it in these big spots where they can go to someone who gets it. Again, look, small sample size. The Spurs obviously I said they're good enough to win, and maybe this will still become a series. But like to me, this is easy Knicks play tonight, automatic play. If I lose, I sleep like a baby because I really feel like the Knicks win this game. Again, I'm not going to say 4 out of 5, but I think at least 60%, and I'm laying.
I think, I said 4 out of 5. 80. I gave 20%. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's higher, less than that, but I think it's at least 3 out of 5. And if you're laying only $1.20-ish with the money line, that's a phenomenal freaking bet.
Brad, are you surprised? I'm looking now. Like I see 55% of the bets are on San Antonio. Are you surprised by that?
There's been a lot. You know, it's funny. There's been a lot of sharp money, VG. Look, I'll be honest. Game 2, I was going to really make a large bet on New York, and everyone who I respect was on San Antonio. And I didn't bet San Antonio, but I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do it because a lot of people who do good at this really like the Spurs side. But I thought that line was utterly ridiculous. I think this line is similarly utterly ridiculous. This time I did bet it. And again, if I think a lot of sharp people, the Knicks are just, for whatever reason, they're just, people still think they're a product of who they've played. I can't figure it. Anthony, again, I think it's so dumb, for lack of a better word, that it's like your power rating doesn't catch up to a lot of times. It takes a long time. I compare it to losing weight. You can't lose 50 pounds in a week. The Knicks power rating, starting in that Hawks series, starting in game 3 or game 5 is where it really got, or game 4 is where it really changed. They just haven't adjusted to really how good they are, which is why they've covered 10, 11, 12 straight games, because they're just the odds makers are behind in recognizing what we're seeing. They're still saying what we saw from 82 games counts more than these last 12. I'm saying what's in this more 12 to me counts a heck of a lot more than the first 82.
Yeah, I think you're right. And the other aspect of, I just don't think. How do you expect a young team going into that environment? Like,
It's
don't
gonna
you
be so
can you
hard.
see like the Knicks?
It's going to be
They
so
can come
hard.
out on fire and be like, what's the first quarter line? How are they not up in the first quarter?
Anthony, listen, everything you're saying, I agree with. I think this is going to be extremely difficult for the Spurs, and I think it's going to be extremely difficult for the Spurs to win. Like, I could see them winning for stages, for segments, but for 48 minutes with that crowd, I will never have any confidence the Spurs are going to win until I see
on comes Scott
Clark and they're winning.
Yeah. What's the line on
Yeah,
the first quarter? You looking it up?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the first quarter.
Probably pick them, or maybe New York -0.5.
Well, that's what I'm
-1,
saying.
maybe.
Like, if there's a path to San Antonio winning, it's, they don't get blown. They're not down big at halftime. Maybe they're down 6-8. They're kind of clawing around. And then they go on a second half run. And, that's their pathway to win. But coming out, I don't see them winning the first quarter.
I got Knicks -1.5 in the first quarter pays +116.
I think that's a bet, Brad.
Pick. You can get Pick'em as well, like if you want to do that as well. But yeah, not +116, obviously. Yeah, listen, again, I'm comfortable in just saying the Knicks win the game. I think the Knicks are going to win the game. I'd rather, because if somehow the Spurs were up by 5 at the end of the one, I'm still going to double dare them to hold on for 3 more quarters. I think it's just going to be hard. Again, not to say they can't do it, but I like Knicks in the first quarter. I like them in the first half. I like them in the game. Anthony, there's no segment I'm going to tell you right now I don't like the Knicks. I think they're the better team.
Yeah,
at
you
this
called
point. I thought it would be a very good series. And by the way, both games were good games. With 2 minutes to go, they were both tied. So let's not see. We haven't seen pretty good basketball here. Both games with 2 minutes to go.
They've been
were
great
tied.
games. I just think the Spurs can't, like, they have trouble. They're too young. I mean, it's not against them. They're a good, very good team, and they could easily be in this one. But I feel this. I feel like if there's going to be a blowout in the series, it could be this one. Like
it could be. It could be. Again, this is a game where again, if I'm the Spurs need a good start, really need it. The Knicks don't need it, but I mean the Spurs need it, because if the Spurs fall behind by double digits, I could just see that crowd, and like it's going to be like
and they're
a
raining
frenzy.
threes. Deuce McBride.
Yeah, something
you
like
can
that.
see Alvarado.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I'm with you, Anthony, and I'm with you. A couple props I want to discuss in the game that I personally think have some value. Josh Hart's PRA, points rebounds, this was 25.5. Last game, I bet the under. Well, now they made it 22.5. I think that's too low. I get they adjusted 3. I'll take Josh Hart over 22.5 PRA. I took Josh Hart over 7.5 rebounds. I took Stephen Castle over 15.5 points. He's averaging 18.5 in the playoffs. He's 15-5 to that number in the playoffs, 57-32 overall. I thought that was too low. Those were some of the props that I did in the game tonight.
I like
It's actually been a good prop for me, so we'll see. And I took our old friend Christopher Sanchez, laid a half run against our old batting practice friend Patrick Corbin. I only had to lay about $1.10. And if I can get Christopher Sanchez laying a half run against a bad pitcher in the 5-inning line, I'll do it. If Corbin pitches well, he could pitch well and give up 1 run, and guess what? I'm still probably 50-50 to win, even if Corbin pitches insanely good.
Yeah, no, that's a great bet.
That's how good Sanchez has been.
Yeah,
to me it is.
That's a great bet.
I
mean, the problem is the lefties against the Phillies. They always
the Phillies OPS, but the Phillies OPS was only about 100 points less, Anthony, against lefties and righties. They were like, I think 690 versus righties, 680 versus lefties. Worse, but not like some insane. By the way, their OPS average is so bad. It's amazing how. But their teams, look. Brandon Marsh is playing so good. It's like they could just add one bat to this team. They're playing incredible. It's a shame that the Braves are going to win the division, but the Phillies are playing great right now.
Yeah, I mean, they got to get Painter fixed. He's got to get fixed. He's got to get. To
me,
that's
a sunken. To me, Anthony, and I'm being honest. Like, to me, for 2026, him and Aaron Nola to me are sunken costs that you just have. I would not have them come within the area code of Philadelphia for the playoffs. I wouldn't even have them in the stadium. I wouldn't even let them have a chance to even pitch by accident. That's just how I feel.
I agree with Nola. With Painter, though, I'm talking big picture. I got to get him confident in throwing his fastball. He's afraid to throw his fastball, and he's afraid to catch the zone with his fastball. That's his issue.
It's a shame, Anthony, because he was on such a great trajectory, his career path. Look, every guy comes back from injuries different to me. Everyone, psychologically. Again, we always say we treat these guys like they're John Madden characters. There's so many components to coming back and pitching effectively after a major injury. Was the surgery good? Did you have a good doctor? Was it effective? But also, again, the mental component, like it probably, we just see a guy has Tommy John surgery and we go on with our day sipping our coffee, right? But that guy goes through the rehab of 9 to 12 months or whatever it is every day of getting his shoulder back or his elbow back to what it was, and trying to get probably mentally like a confidence to throw maybe the way he used to, where he's just still in the back of his mind, am I going to blow up my elbow, my arm here? I think there's a lot of things for a pitcher that can get into that. I'm not saying that's what's happening with Andrew Painter, but what I am saying is he's coming off a major injury, and I'm not saying that maybe, but this is the second year off it. I would have hoped to see it a little bit more than what we've seen, but maybe it's just going to take time. We see it with pitchers all the time where it takes them a long time to come into what we think they can be. Hopefully that's the case with Painter. But I'll tell you this, if that was one of the main asking pieces for Tariq Skubal, I would pack the bags for him. I would thank him for his service.
Yeah, of
and
course.
I would, he'd be,
yes.
Yeah, you'd be out of your mind if you said
That's just my
he's
opinion.
not untouchable.
Right.
For Scooble.
Right. No, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, what football note? All right. Like, I know your position on the Eagles. We were just talking about this. And you think that they have.
I bet him week 1, Anthony. I bet him week 1 minus 3.5. I couldn't help myself.
Really?
I thought the line should have been 5.5. I laid minus 3.5. I thought it should have been 5.5. I laid minus 3.5 against Washington. From a power ratings perspective, I don't know how that line was as low as it was. Personally, I would predict that line closes 4.5 to 5.5, but I did bet minus 3.5. I just bet it like a few days ago.
All right. Well, do you still feel a regression coming?
Yes, I do. And again, I love the defense. Love the defense.
Well, this is what I want to give you pushback on, because their defense is a top 4 defense in the league.
Agree to agree.
It's that good. And again, with their O-line healthier and them trying to run the ball, I don't see how they don't win. What, 11 games? They're 11.
Can I rebut? I'll tell you why I think what I think, but instead of poo-pooing me that I'm wrong, let's just see how it plays out. And if I'm wrong again, I'm always the first person to say I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people.
Well, no, I'm trying to really get into your head.
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
What do you
Anthony,
see?
I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. To me, Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts, when Jalen Hurts decides not to run, where last year he decided not to run, that was not part of his game. I think he's not only not elite, I think he's below average. I think he's the below average starting NFL quarterback right now. I don't think he's average. I think he's below average. I think he's the most overrated player in the NFL. I don't think it's even a close second. I think he's so overrated, it's actually laughable. He's the opposite of the Knicks. He is the opposite of the Knicks. He is insanely overrated. Now, again, he doesn't run. Anthony, this version of him, it's like OKC when they didn't have Jalen Williams. This version of Jalen Hurts, if Jalen Hurts starts running again like he used to, then he's elite. But when you take away, if you take away
let's take a time out.
ability,
I got to call time real quick. I got to get this commercial spot in. But then, but let's, because I think this is going to be a longer conversation. It's a fascinating conversation, but because I disagree a little bit, so we'll discuss it. But first, I'm calling time like this. At first, Mr. Official.
I'm sure you're that polite.
I'm good with the rest.
Mr. Official? Yeah. You're not like, time out.
Well, sometimes if I'm in a bad mood, like if I'm
it's rare you call timeout when you're in a good mood.
Well, no, but sometimes, Mr. Official, time out. Go ahead.
Let's do it. So, we like to thank you for being part of the PHLY community, and we're always looking for ways to improve our shows, better understand how you listen, and what you value most about what we're doing here. So that's why we've launched this new quick survey, and your feedback helps us shape the content you love and make it even better. It only takes a few minutes, but it makes a big impact. So take a moment, head over to allphly.com/poll, POLL, and let your voice be heard. Respondents, you have a chance to win Respondents, you have a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card, and we appreciate you. So like I said, thanks again for being part of PHLY. We don't take it for granted. We want your feedback. We want to help keep improving our shows. Quick survey, just a few minutes, and your input shapes what we do here. And like I said, you get a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. So head over, allphly.com/poll, POLL, and let your voice be heard.
Wawa's got tacos. Oh, Wawa expanding its freshly prepared food lineup with new seasoned beef tacos available for a limited time. Built to deliver bold, craveable flavor in every bite. We're talking warm, soft tortillas filled with Wawa's savory, juicy, boldly seasoned beef, plus fresh toppings that you can customize your way. You got options too, from seasoned beef, chicken, steak, black beans, shredded cheddar cheese. Pick up 2 spreads like salsa roja, garlic garlic aioli, barbecue, ranch, buffalo chipotle, and you top it off with shredded lettuce, salsa, fire-roasted corn, onions, or pickled jalapenos, all packed in a 6-inch soft flour tortilla, making it perfect handheld or on-the-go option. Seasoned beef tacos doesn't stop, all right? It's available across the full lineup, including burritos, bowls, and quesadillas, so you can mix and match and build the meal that fits your appetite. But don't wait. The lineup is only here for a limited time while supplies last. Next time you're at Wawa, grab a taco and find your new go-to order. All right, welcome back with the brain. We're kind of hashing out a little, what the Eagles season is going to look like. All right, so your assessment of Hurts, I think you went too far. This is just my opinion. But I think even if we disagree with his ability, the fact that they're going to be able to run the ball, like their O-line is healthier. It's not going to be as bad as it was last year. And I just think this new offense will make Hurts more effective.
Again, it's certainly possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but again, I need to see from Jalen Hurts just the guy that ran the ball last year. The guy
he's not going to run the ball. Like I don't. And by the way, I don't want him run the ball.
Then Anthony, you know what? Here, I'm going to do me a favor. Do me a favor, because I said this to you, and again, I respect your. I'm your biggest fan, but I'm gonna show my work, at least to me, and you tell me where I'm wrong. There's 32 NFL teams. I said he's below average, so theoretically that's 17 or worse. You disagree. Tell me which name is wrong. You ready? Josh Allen. We good? Like, tell me.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna I'll.
Josh Allen.
Right.
Josh Allen 1. Drake May 2. Joe Burrow 3. Lamar Jackson.
Wait, you got
4.
Drake May as the second best quarterback in the league?
No. Guys ahead of him. I'm just reading a list.
Okay.
This isn't in any order.
Like,
I'm going by orders of division, AFC.
Oh, I got you. Well, it's I think Drake May names, right? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going through the names. And I don't think he's an average quarterback. I think he's below average. That was my comment.
All right.
And I will give you.
Let me argue this and say a lot of it has to do with the offense as a whole, right? Like, because you could put certain quarterbacks in certain offenses and you're going to have them flux. Like there's a tier of quarterbacks. Like, clearly the top tier of quarterbacks is in any order, like the Allen, Burrow, Mahomes,
Herbert,
Lamar.
Herbert.
What's that?
Justin Herbert.
Well, okay. I mean, I think Herbert's in the second tier, but whatever.
Stafford.
You got Stafford up there, right? Stafford. Like, you got like that elite tier. Then you got a lot. Then you have this wide seconds, the Dax of the world, right? All these guys. And you got Hurts in the middle. Admittedly, he's down toward the bottom part of that tier, right? So.
Not to me. But.
What do you mean? I'm the bottom.
Not to me. No, I don't put him in that tier. Again, I think without his mobility, I think he's flat out below average. Like, I don't put him anywhere near that tier.
Well, but if you have him at 17, there's that.
No, I have him worse than that. No, I have him worse than that. Like, I'm saying I'm going to name you almost most of the. I think he is insanely overrated.
Daniel Jones.
I think Daniel Jones was better last year, but I'd rather have Jalen Hurts.
Jared Goff.
No question, Jared Goff. Not even close.
Well, but again, it's a different offense and how things are executed, right? Like,
Brock Purdy.
Well, again,
you can't take Goff and Purdy away from Shanahan. Like, if you took Purdy away from Shanahan, who's Brock Purdy? Like, that's the point. Like, with Shanahan, he's so much better.
Yeah. Anthony, again, when he ran Jalen Hurts, I thought he was phenomenal.
Yeah. But could you go to this? I'm optimistic that now you have a transformation. You had the worst possible scenario. You got a quarterback that is trying to evolve into a different style with a horrible offensive coordinator, right? Like,
Yeah.
so he's transitioned from a run-first quarterback to not run first, but a running base quarterback to a pass-first system quarterback is with a horrible offensive coordinator. So now all of a sudden you got a guy that's got a plan. I mean, we'll see if it works, but everything I hear, it's going to help him kind of make the transition. So he's in flux. So my point is that whether you have him at 15 or 20 or like he could go up to 12. I don't know. Like it depends on the offense and how it goes. But I think their defense is really, really good. Like
tremendous.
And with Barkley healthy, their O-line healthy, I don't know. I think that's gonna. I don't think they're going to be anemic offensively, where they're not going to be able to score. Like they're gonna have to win games 13-10. Like there's still an offense that's going to average 17 points a game.
Yeah, again, it comes to by the way, before he stopped running, I had him in my top 8 quarterbacks. I thought he was
whatever.
Tremendous.
I mean, I'm not making a referendum on Jalen. I'm just looking at this offense going. I'm just looking at.
But he's the engine, Anthony. If he's not good, everything you're saying, with all due respect, is worth nothing. If he's not good, and I'm saying I don't trust him to be good. That's what you trust him to be good. I don't. We'll see how it plays out. I just don't trust the guy to be good.
Well, even if he's, I mean, they won. How many games did they win last year?
11. I think.
Like they're going to do worse than last year.
I think so. They lost to me. No, they lost to me, an extremely valuable player. They kicked to the curb.
Well, by your estimation, it doesn't matter because the quarterback isn't good.
Well, it still theoretically helps.
I mean, in your mind, the offense passing game was bad because of the quarterback. Having him here didn't help him. In your mind, right?
I think it certainly doesn't help him that he lost him. But yeah, I think that we'll see again. I will see how it plays out. And again, I think the defense is great, Anthony. I think the Eagles to me, and I'll leave you this note. The Eagles to me, when they say a car, when you look at the individual parts, is worth more than the car itself. When people rob a car, they strip it, so they sell it individual.
Yes.
The individual parts of the Eagles to me are worth a ton. They have an amazing defense. Devonta Smith is good. Saquon Barkley is good. Dallas Goedert is good. You have good offensive linemen. But to me, the team, and that's again, well, maybe it's as simple, Anthony. And I look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's as simple as the offense coordinator coming in here because last year, Anthony, every single week we talked about how the offensive system was just so painful. It was so painful to watch this team last year.
I mean, like, in fairness to Jalen, 4 verts. Like, how many times you going to run that stuff?
It was embarrassing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it was embarrassing.
He didn't help the
maybe that's just what it is.
Coach is the most important thing. I don't think you can get a coach worse than Patullo.
Probably not. I think that's fair. But again, Anthony, to me, what made Jalen Hurts special, what made him an all-pro.
Yeah, I know. It was his legs. I agree.
Was the fact that he ran and he was a dual-threat plair. Yeah. Like, if Lamar Jackson couldn't run anymore, like, even Josh Allen, you take away Josh Allen's mobility.
Yes.
Look at Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers wasn't the same when he lost his mobility.
Right.
What made Aaron Rodgers great was the fact that he could move.
Exactly. Aaron and Russell Wilson. You take away those guys' mobility. I always say the difference between great and good is this. The difference between good and average is this. And average now in the league is this. They're all subtle differences. Like, again, the stupid comment, but like if you run a 4.740 as a wide receiver, you're not in the NFL. If you run a 4.4, you're in the Hall of Fame. 0.3 of a second. Yeah. Everything is subtle differences, Anthony. Yeah. Everything is subtle differences. So if you take away that superpower of his, right? Though to me, that could put him from the penthouse to the outhouse pretty freaking quick. That's just my opinion. But again, he'll have every chance to prove it. And I hope. And by the way, I'm not an Eagles hater. I root for the Eagles.
No. I'm not trying to paint you as one. I just want the conversation. I'm just like, it's an interesting because I've heard a lot of people thinking they're going to regress, and I balk at it because I'm in love. I think their defense is I said top 4. I think it could easily be the best in the NFL.
I think it's
know
number
the Rams,
number 1 or 2.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're that good.
I have my top 3 defenses being this year, in no particular order, the Texans, the Rams, and the Eagles.
Yes. I completely agree.
In no particular order.
Yeah.
I think Seattle's the team that's going to take a step back.
So do
defensively.
I. Yes.
But the Eagles could easily be number 1. You get Anthony if you're number 1, number 2. They're going to be elite. And you're right. They just need him to be pretty good. And I just question if
I'm just saying, to win 11 games, he's got to be decent with that defense.
Correct. Again, but 11 games is 11-6. Can they win about 2/3 of their games with a guy who I consider to be, I'm not backing down, I consider him to be below average. So, again, we'll see how it plays out. And now if it's as simple as the coordinator really changing everything, and that was more of a factor than the mobility, I'll be on your show and I'll be like, man, I was freaking wrong. Gosh, I just misread that one. You said it. Great call by you. Great call by VG.
I mean, I'm not looking.
And I was dead wrong.
I'm just looking at the discussion. I don't care about who's right, wrong. It's just nobody can look at a crystal ball. My only point is, I think Petula was bad.
Extenuating circumstances.
Yeah,
you thought there was extenuating circumstances.
I'm not telling you, that Jalen is Mahomes. Like when it comes to accuracy and everything. I mean, I get it, but I mean, I think I got to give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that coordinator.
Sure.
I mean, calling him the most overrated player in the NFL, and it's not even close.
Well, let's talk about what that means. I didn't say the word VG. This is like when you said the Spurs came out. What's the word in the game 1? You said they were.
I said they have a letdown game, right? And they lose, and they do.
Right. That was not right. But this is the same thing. By saying Jalen Hurts is overrated, that's not saying he's awful. What I'm saying is he's rated extremely high. He's rated as one of the best players in the NFL. I'm saying, how many players who
I haven't seen one list where he's been a top 10 quarterback rated.
All the time. Stop it. All the time. People rank him extremely high. He's one. Yeah, Jalen Hurts has an amazing reputation. I disagree. I think people think of him as an elite quarterback, as a Super Bowl winning quarterback because he won that Super Bowl and he was the best player on the field 2 of the 3 Super Bowls he's been in. I give him credit.
Yeah.
But
so how can he be overrated?
Absolutely. How he could be overrated because
if you win, you just said he played 2 great Super Bowls, won one.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers right now is a great player?
I don't think anyone does.
Well, people still think Jalen Hurts is. Again, without his mobility, I don't think he's a great player, and I think he's treated as such. I think he's still treated as elite, and I don't see him as elite. I'm not saying he should be out of the NFL, but what I am saying is I think that if he does not, I think there's a better, if the Eagles do not do well, from what Anthony's point is, I'm agreeing. If the Eagles do not do well, I'll be stunned if he's not the reason, because the surrounding cast around him is great. So to me, there's no excuse. If the Eagles don't win 11 games, then he is going to be the reason.
Jordan Love, not more overrated?
Who?
Jordan Love.
I actually do think Jordan Love is overrated. That's funny. That's not, but I think Jordan Love's better than Jalen Hurts. So, and it would be an easy call for me. It wouldn't even be a hard. Like, that would be like a snap decision. But I do think he is overrated. But I think he's Anthony, who do you think is better, Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts? Snap decision.
You can't say who's won a Super Bowl.
See, the problem is it's nuance, right?
Well,
like if I'm picking in a like off the table, I'm running my offense, I probably take Love. But it's close. Like, and if to your point, if I have Jalen as a mobile quarterback and count on his legs, then it's not close. I take Jalen.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing.
Yeah,
again, it's
but
like the OKC,
as just an arm guy.
Williams.
I mean, Jalen's arm's fine. I mean, it's close, dude. But Jordan Love like this,
not good in big
games. Agree.
And Jalen money.
I think he is
games.
overrated, VG. That was a good name. VG, and I agree with you. I think he is overrated, but I just think Hurts. I don't think. Again, I think the Eagles. Can we agree? The Eagles have a very good team around them.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right. Okay. So if they barring injury, if they go below the 10.5 wins, I think it's fair to say barring injuries, he's probably going to be the reason that they don't win 11 games because they have a very good team
Yeah.
around them.
I mean, has it always been 10.5?
Yes.
Okay.
10.5. Juice to the under.
Okay.
Juice to the under.
All right.
We got a super
again,
chat. It's $20 super chat from Fit Dad. Just Google 2 separate lists of top 10 QBs, and Jalen Hurts is nowhere on them. Please get lost, Brain.
All right. Well, look, my time's almost up anyway, so I'm going to get lost. So you're going to get your wish.
You're the greatest.
And
listen,
as I said,
you are
I'm
one
not
of the greatest people ever.
Eagles.
We
I
love you. And listen,
Yeah.
it's a great debate, man. It's what makes sports great. I love it. I love talking sports with you. So it's good stuff.
I appreciate you guys. Just again, but Jalen Hurts without his mobility, I don't think he's that good.
I hear you, buddy. All right, brother. You're the man.
Appreciate you guys both. I love the talk. I love it. It's always because we usually agree on 99% of the stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
The 1% we don't
It's
leads to freaking good conversation.
All right, brother.
Appreciate
You're the
you
man.
both.
Thanks, buddy.
Be good, guys.
Appreciate it. There he is, the Brain.
Chat's not happy with Brain.
We got to take a quick TO. It's Love Philly time. Danny Briere is going to join us. So looking forward to that.
Some good
Let's
stuff.
get our Love Philly going. Spinning rainbow. We love our spinning rainbows. Yes. Yes. Hopefully we can spin it right into our Love Philly. I'm curious if talk to Danny about.
Yeah, we got updates on Dylan Larkin's teams. He submitted a list of 3 teams.
Flyers won't?
No.
They're not?
Mm-mm.
Well, Danny's not going to answer about Dylan Larkin. He's not going to. GM never talks about rumors.
I didn't say we had to ask him.
Like I'm just letting you know. Yeah. Just want the chat to know. All right, Love Philly. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. It's not just the title Love Philly. It's a feeling. It's a heartbeat. A city that never asked for permission to be itself. That's us, right? That's our personality. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. And now in 2026, the world comes back to Philadelphia. Not just to remember, but to celebrate. The show isn't just about what's happening. It's about who we are while it's happening. Because Philadelphia isn't a backdrop. It's a character. It's the voice that tells it like it is. The guy at the end of the bar who doesn't sugarcoat a thing. It's the family that's been on the same block for generations. It's the artist, the athlete, the builder, the believer. It's the lifer, the dreamers, the grinders. It's all of us. And that's what Love Philly's about. We're going to sit with people to make this place go. The ones who built it, the ones carrying it, the ones pushing it forward. The legends who left their mark. Not just the championships, not just the headlines, but the moments in between. The way the city shows up for itself, the way it refuses to be anything other than real. And through it all, we're going to remind ourselves and show the world what Philadelphia is. It's not just a stereotype. It's not a punchline. It's a foundation. It's a force. It's a city that gave birth to a nation and never stopped building. So as the country turns 250 and the spotlight finds Philadelphia again, this is our moment to tell the story the right way. Not polished, not filtered, real, authentic, proud. Because this city just doesn't rise to the occasion. It defines it. This is Love Philly. Love Philly Hour brought to us by Wawa. Wawa loves Philly. We love Wawa. Thanks to our good friends over at Wawa. Here we are. All right, I'm excited. The NHL Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, this has been ridiculous. It's been crazy. I've been glued to it. It's awesome. And I was like, I wonder what Danny's doing. Like watching the game, and I want to talk to Danny Briere about what an incredible season it was. Now you have some time to think about it, kind of assess and enjoy the Flyers being back. Like, this was a great season.
It was great. We missed them.
Great, yes, and an awesome stepping stone. So I love them, and I wanted to kind of bring it back and have a nice little kind of good chat. Just thinking about it. Let's welcome to the Xfinity mobile call-in line our man GM Danny Briere. Good morning,
hey guys.
Dan.
Good morning, guys. How's it going,
dude? This has been such a fun playoff, and I think I've enjoyed it. I love the playoffs, but I've enjoyed it more knowing that we're back. Like, knowing that the Flyers are back has made me even enjoy this playoffs even more. That makes sense?
Absolutely. I know for myself too. It was more enjoyable having the Flyers in the playoffs. That first round series against Pittsburgh, the rivalry between the two teams. Hopefully, it's building back up. It was awesome to be part of that. I lived it as a player. Now to live it as in management, it was awesome, and so proud of what our guys did.
It was a great run, man. Since the Olympic break, I think back when you guys you played a lot of hard, young team, got tested, and I was just proud of the kind of the how you guys did it, man.
Yeah, the way the guys came back after the Olympics, it's like they were rejuvenated. They were ready to make a push. They didn't want to, end the season, with a month left. They came out of the gate after the Olympics and had something to prove. Everybody chipped in. We had some guys that we did not expect to be part of it that really stepped up and played a key role. And added some pieces along the way. Everybody elevated their play. That stretch run for me was amazing. The energy, the experience those guys were able to get playing some important games coming down the stretch was awesome. And then to sneak into the playoffs was just bonus in my mind. To start with such high-end intensity games against Pittsburgh. You knew it was going to be special. Our guys lived up to it. They welcomed that pressure. And I thought the longer this series goes, it's not going to play in our favor. You have, stars on Pittsburgh that have played through so many playoff games, have won cups, are just battle tested. But no matter what, it's going to be so good for our guys to experience it. And to find a way to pull it through, to win Game 6 in overtime, was pretty cool to watch. And then, I know we went down, we lost 4-0, 4-zip to Carolina. But I look at the other teams in the conference; they didn't fare so much better than we did. And actually, I thought we gave them a good push.
Yeah.
We took games to overtime. Another one, other than game 1, we were right there in all the games, and I was really proud of all of our guys and the way they competed.
And you know what I love too? Even at Series 2-0, they fought. Series 3-0, they fought. Like even that Game 4, man. I thought we were winning that Game 4. That Game 4, those kids fought hard. That to me shows something against that team.
It would have been. Yeah, it would have been really easy to let that game go. You've seen it in other series. You're down, it gets tough. That's what I was really impressed with our guys. They pushed through. They didn't want to go out 4-0. They wanted to go back to Carolina for another game. Even when we went down 2-1 in that game, our guys jumped right back in the third period to tie it up and then to push it to overtime. So again, it was good to see our guys didn't quit all year long, and they certainly didn't quit in the playoffs either. So it's a team that hopefully our fans are very proud of.
Well, you see how banged up they were.
Yeah.
It's really a testament to the mental toughness of the guys you've assembled here, because that
internal
list
bleeding
of injuries was crazy.
I mean, it was one after another.
it's part of it's part of the culture. These guys hold each other accountable. They play for each other. They play for our fans. They want to make a difference. It's been really cool to watch.
What did you? So since then, how much reflection have you done? Right, like on this team about what you saw about each of the players. Now that you got some time now between then and now.
Yeah, I mean, every day that's what we think about. How can we help them take the next step? And it's the battle of do you let the young guys develop at their own pace, which they took a huge leap this year when you look at some of our forwards coming in and stepping up the way they did, or if we have the chance, how much do we push for a veteran presence that can maybe take them over that next little hump. So we have a lot of things that we're looking at that we're debating every day to see which direction we take.
When you think back about Martone, did you expect him to play like that? Like, my God, he was even as the game, like as each series got along, he got more comfortable, right? Like,
Yeah.
He was one of the best players on the ice in games 3 and 4 against Carolina.
Yeah, that was so impressive. We expected him to come and play, but it would have been unfair to expect him to be a difference maker. And you saw right from the beginning, it's like, oh boy, okay, maybe game 1, it's just the adrenaline. He's looking really good, but maybe it's just the adrenaline. Game 2, game 3, game 4, and the same thing keeps happening, and you start realizing, okay, he's more than ready. He can help us now. And then, Denver Barkey, who we called up at halfway through the season, we thought we'd just get a couple games, go back down, just give him a little taste. And then we couldn't send him back down. The same thing with Alex Bump when he came up at the end of the year and was able to score some big goals for us. So that's the exciting part. There's so many of those young guys that are showing that they're almost there. They're almost ready to help us take the next step. So we're going to try to be patient, but at the same time, if we have the chance to help our crew, we're going to try to jump on it.
Do you, when you're watching these games, what do you take from them? When you're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I got to ask you, the games are amazing. But like,
the games are amazing. I don't remember ever watching a Stanley Cup final where it's so lopsided at different times of the game. You're looking at two very good teams. People ask me who's the better team. I mean, it's so close, but then each team has dominated parts of games that it's almost hard to understand. People talk about, game 3, how Vegas almost blew up the 4-0 lead, but in the second period, Carolina gave up 6 goals. If you took the 2 goals that were taken, I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, a lot of very entertaining. It's fun watching as a fan. This is great. I watch it. I try to watch it as a fan, but obviously, I'm always get some feel of, what can we improve? What can we work on? What are the trends right now going on in the game? So it's really interesting. This series is great to watch so far after 3 games.
You're right. Like in game 2, Vegas up 2-0, and I'm going, like this is it. And all of a sudden, Carolina comes back, boom, boom. And then Saturday night, it's 4-0. Like, think about it. Marner's got a hat trick. You're feeling great. And all of a sudden, like inside a minute, it's 4-3. And you're going, my God.
Yeah. I've never seen it. I've never really seen it this way in the playoffs.
No.
But not in the Cup final. You think, usually when a team has a lead, they lock it in and it's game over. But this has made it really entertaining and fun to watch. It's great for the sport. People that are watching hockey or just getting into it, if they don't like what they're seeing, they'll never like hockey.
Yeah, really, man. It's amazing. How do you account for Vegas? And what is it about hockey in that Torts takes over 5 games to go? Like it's like crazy. Why does that happen?
It reminds me a little bit. If you remember our team in the 2010 and 2011, we had a team on paper, very a veteran team
Yeah.
that almost took it easy in the regular season and was able to turn it up in the playoffs. That 2010 run,
Yeah.
Vegas reminds me a little bit of that. A lot of great players. Almost, bored at times it feels during the regular season, and then they turn it on in the playoffs. I'm really impressed with them, the way they're playing. It's a team that feels confident. Maybe not so much after that third period, but they just feel in control. Even when they're down, they know they're going to come back. They gave up that lead in the third period the other day, and they found a way in overtimes. That's a huge confidence builder for them to win after blowing a four goal lead in the third. So I'm really impressed with both teams that are there.
What is it about the coach, like, and these little bursts they have of winning? Is it what do you think that is? Is it just messaging? Is it, like you said, like wake up a veteran team? Is that what happens?
Yeah, I think towards coming in, it's a new voice, for the players. Players have something to prove all of a sudden. They want to keep their responsibilities. The guy that's playing on the first line wants to stay on the first line. The guy that's in and out of lineup, he wants to prove to the coach that he can be a regular and he can help him out killing penalties maybe. So everybody, when you make a coaching change, everybody has a little bit more, pep in their step and have something to prove. I think it was probably a good move by Vegas at the end to bring in a guy like Torts, who can rile them up. And in the short term, it's perfect. I think it was a perfect setup for him and for the team to bring him in.
Is there a particular anything with the style of these two teams, and talk about the trends of the sport? Like, where do you think we're at? Like, any trends stand out to you?
Yeah, well, they're two, to me, they're two completely different teams, right? Carolina is fast, high octane. It's a forechecking team. They all play in sync. They all play together. Very similar type of players. Where Vegas is a more veteran team. It's got superstars. It's got size. And at time they smother Carolina. It's like Carolina cannot do anything to get through the neutral zone or get any chances. And then at other times they just control the play and do whatever they want. So it's very interesting. It's like two different style clashing, and each style is having their moments within the same game. And at times people talk about momentum, and I always say momentum doesn't carry over for me from game to game, but usually within the same game, you can create and carry that momentum. What I'm seeing this year with these two teams is like it doesn't even carry period to period.
No.
It's a reset. It's pretty amazing what's going on.
Yeah, you're so right. It's wild. It really is. So what's your schedule now coming up? Like, now do you look at it? What's your life? Bring us into your life over the next, over the summer and getting ready for the draft and free agency and everything else.
Well, I always say, I mean, most people don't know that, but this is the most intense week or intense time for management. When the season ends, yeah, you take a couple of days off to get away and meet the family again. But from mid-May to mid-July, this is the heavy work for us, where we have to plan for the future, plan for next season. You're also prepping for the draft coming up. Last week we were at the Combine in Buffalo interviewing with all the kids. So you're preparing for the draft. But at the draft, there's also a lot of trade rumors, possibilities. You're looking at that. You're also preparing, for the first week of July when free agency opens, and you can tweak your lineup. So this is the heavy grind for us right now. And you're evaluating your whole staff, going through, all the what went wrong, what went right, and what you need to adjust going into next season. So this is a fun part. This is where you put the pieces of the puzzle together, or try to, for the future.
I can just see you guys, like you, Jonesy, Talk, all the other guys. Or you have a text chain? Are you guys? I know you guys are meeting and talking all the time, but you guys have a text, like if you have a thought and you text the chain, like the group, like
Oh
is that how
yeah.
it works?
Yeah, there's a lot of calls, if but there's a lot of meetings, and we try to meet up a few times a week, because there's lots of calls going on throughout the league. There's also the agents. That's the part that
Right.
people don't realize. Like, the agents are not just there negotiating deals for their clients. They're also pushing players that are on the out somewhere, or they're trying to see if you have room for their players. So it's a lot of phone time.
That's fun.
Constantly juggling, other teams, agents. There's all kinds of things going on. So it's an interesting time of the year.
That's cool. You seem like you love it, right?
I do.
Great, yeah.
I do. I mean, it's to me, it's not work, it's hockey.
Right.
It's a game.
Right.
We're very fortunate to. I'm fortunate to still be in it after having played it for many years. This is awesome.
So your own guys' plans, like, is any word on Meats Coffee off season? What kind of plan is he going to have? Some of the other guys,
Plans for who?
Meats Coff, some of the other players over the summer and work out, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've met with every player. The coaching staff is also meeting with every player about expectations and what they want to see from them in the off season. Same thing on our end. So we try to stay close to our players, stay on top of it, making sure, and it's a fine line. You have to be very careful, because we're not allowed, when the season's over, you're not allowed to force them into doing anything they don't want. It's, they decide, but we try to provide support and services that can help them, if they wanted, to take the next step, or at least make sure that they're ready to go when training camp opens in September.
All right, we got a little bit of a treat for you that we want you to watch. All right. So we're not going to tell you what it is. All right. It's good. It's fun. It's a memory. All right. So Jules is going to crank it up for you. You got it?
Argano. I think Argano on Slack.
All right. This is something that you shot years ago, and it's so cool. And this is a lot of fun. So we want you to watch it and kind of remember it. But while we're waiting to pull it up, this time for this group and Talk, like I love the way Talk kind of, you felt like they meshed, right? Like, the one thing about, like, I felt like Talk was able to reach them.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree with that. I mean, I think that's his strength as well. And players love playing for him because of that. He can relate to the guys. He understands what they're going through. He's been there before, and it's not easy, but it's got more power when it comes from someone, when he tells a player to go across the ice and, put the guy in the third row or dive in front of that shot to block it. He's been through it. And, it's got a lot more power when someone like Talk says it to the guys. But he also has a soft side where he makes them feel like they have a voice also, and they do. So that's where Talk really was excellent this year. You could see the players wanted to play for him.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's so important to have, because he does have that. I know everybody thinks he's like the hard, tough guy, and he's got tough guy elements, but he really does have a great EQ. Like, he relates to play, like he likes players, and there's
absolutely,
it's what I love about him.
Yeah, that's what he's all about. That's his big thing. I think we're all very impressed with him and on that front. The guys, and at my year-end meetings, they kept coming back. That's what the players all said, one after the other, and not just on Talk, but his coaching staff. All were very involved with the players. I was blown away this year too with the amount of work that they do individually with the players. You know, these coaches they're busy. They're preparing. They're watching videos on other teams. What I was really impressed was how much time they spent on their own players, staying on the ice after practice, working on different skills, watching video one-on-one with the different player. People might think, oh, well, what does it take? You do video for half an hour with a player, but what they don't realize it probably takes 2 hours to put up that video, and then spend that half hour with the players, and they have 25 players to go through. So it's a lot. It's a big commitment, and our guys were really committed.
Yeah, that's the truth. All right, we were ready. So enjoy this, my brother. Here you go.
Okay.
See the black paint? 3 up, 7 over. Growing up, there's lots of scouts who told me that I'd never be able to play in the NHL because of my size. It's what has driven me to prove people wrong and to make them eat their words. See the big hole? 1 paint to the left.
How awesome was that?
That was
man?
awesome to shoot. That commercial was great to shoot. I mean, you go in the warehouse and you just blow windows left and right. It was awesome.
How many takes did it take for you to get the one? See that one right there? Did you do it on your first try?
I think we shot, if I remember correctly, I think we shot 27 of them.
Wow.
And 27 shots, clips, like where I called it. I think I got 5 of them right.
That's cool, man. Are you kidding me? That's great.
So I was about 100 feet out, and it was so cool. Just shooting at windows, breaking glass. It was awesome. And that was the summer that I was a free agent when I signed with the Flyers.
Yeah, that's awesome, my brother. We love you, buddy. Listen, let's have a great off season. We'll be bugging you. All right. Good
Absolutely.
luck.
Always a pleasure. Good seeing you guys. Thanks for having me on.
You're the man, Dan. There he is.
See you
Danny
guys.
Briere, Flyers GM. That was great, VG, for digging that up. Great job.
He's cool, man.
He is.
Yeah.
He's so. I love it.
Yeah,
Love having
likable
back,
punch.
man. They are, man. I get excited. All right, let's talk about some of our friends. We're going to have to do. Maybe we do 4 of them now. All right, we might as well. Let's do our first and second ones together since we had Danny on. Hey, let's talk about Parks Casino. All right, Street Road Bend, Salem, VG.
Love it.
All the great acts at Parks Casino. Listen, you want to have a good time, a good night this summer, you got everything, right? So you have all the table games and the slots and everything else, right? That's a given. Great stuff. You got the poker room, the sports book's awesome, but then you have all these great events, right? Like every night there's something going on.
You just announced one of my favorite comedians, Jim Jeffries from Australia.
Oh, he's
Saturday,
really
October
good.
24th. The guy's hysterical.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. But they always have somebody fun come at the Excite Center. Big time acts.
Mm-hmm.
You have all the great dining at Parks Grill Steakhouse, Chickies and Pete's, Bamboo Noodle House. I mean, it's always this. You can have fun. And now you can stay over at the Parks View Hotel, just steps away from Parks Casino. Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. This is how you win. Street Road Bend, Salem. Check it out, parkscasino.com. Going to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's talk about Xfinity and the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. What if you can have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi and keep it the same price for 5 whole years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense to let you stream the game even when the whole family's online or your device is working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. The best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot changes in 5 years. Championships are won. Records are broken. Dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi should stay the same. The price should stay the same, and you get that reliable service only from Xfinity. Lock in your price, unlock the possibilities. Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only, restrictions apply. All right, we'll take We'll come back and then we'll go back for another one shortly, okay, Jules? Because I ran long with Danny.
Yeah. I got some Gansey sound bites.
Let's
Gansey
do
quotes.
Let's do Gansey quotes, Gansey sound bites, and then come back with some nugs to end it. All right.
Okay.
All right. What do you got from Gansey right now?
Some of his quotes. Are they? Oh man, just read it. Hold on. Are
like,
they?
I'm going to find out what does he believe in?
Right.
Like, do you believe in roles? Like, do you believe in having a lead guard? Do you believe in what's your makeup of your team?
Well, he said one is, I want guys that want to be in Philly. I want fountains, not drains. I want guys with high character, guys with high work ethic, and guys that want to be in Philadelphia. He gave us the old.
You want the fountain, not the drain.
Yeah.
That was a Phillies line.
Who?
From the. Wow, man, was that Ed Wade?
Oh,
It
yeah.
said fountain, not drain. Was that Eddie? It was like a Phillies line from back in the day, and I remember John Brazier would always use it, and he got that from. It was like the front office line at the time.
If they're a championship caliber team, he says they got swept in the second round, so it's not a championship caliber team right now, but we're going to work on that. As far as development, where they're going, we got to get a good player in the draft and just building depth, and a big part of his internal development. Tyrese, VJ, some of the other guys, they got to get better too. So I think it's internal growth, pick 22, and then free agency seems to be his blueprint.
My biggest fear is that they're going to kid themselves in trying to contend.
I think they are,
and that they're going to waste resources with, trying to get. They're going to convince themselves that depth was why they lost.
Yeah, I don't know. You think they're going to give assets, or they think they can find the right guys in free agency that can come in?
I don't know, but here's the problem. Like, Kelly Oubre is not a championship player, in my eyes. He's not a championship role.
The mentality he does not have it.
He's not. He doesn't do the stuff I need to do to win in the playoffs.
Yeah,
like Quentin Grimes is not a playoff depth piece.
No, they're kind of similar, the two of them.
Like,
feels like mentality-wise.
They play well in stretches for a bad team. Like, again, when you got guys that are out and you got guys playing minutes, somebody's got to put up numbers in an NBA game. Mm-hmm. It's why when I look at analytics and all this other stuff, it's why that stuff gets it. Who's that, Derek?
Yep.
Just walked in. It's why that stuff,
Yeah. Well, they're not grinders. They don't have the mentality.
It's why the analytics piece, like numbers, look at numbers. Numbers don't mean anything. Like, I need players that are going to play in the playoffs.
You can't measure that kind of attitude and just grind. There's no way to calculate that.
No.
That's really fun.
All right, let's take a quick TO. Come right back. All right, let's talk about Valley Forge. You know that feeling when you need a quick reset, but you don't feel like dealing with airports and long drives, overcomplicated travel plans? It's why Montgomery County, Pennsylvania is such a great getaway spot for Philadelphia area travelers. You get a little bit of everything: history, shopping, entertainment, outdoor adventure, great food, all just outside the city. You can spend the day exploring Valley Forge National Historical Park, hit the shops at KOP, check out some live entertainment. You got these amazing, small, quaint towns, hidden gems throughout Montgomery County. And with America celebrating True 50 this summer, never been a better time to experience the history and stories that helped shape this country. Whether it's a couple trip, family weekend, sports road trip, just a chance to unplug for a few days, Montgomery County makes it easy without going far. ValleyForge.org to book your stay. ValleyForge.org. Wawa's got tacos. Tacos. Oh, Wawa expanding its freshly prepared food lineup with new seasoned beef tacos available for a limited time. Built to deliver bold, craveable flavor in every bite. We're talking warm, soft tortillas filled with Wawa's savory, juicy, boldly seasoned beef, plus fresh toppings that you can customize your way. You got options too, from seasoned beef, chicken, steak, black beans, shredded cheddar cheese. Pick up 2 spreads like salsa roja, garlic garlic aioli, barbecue, ranch, buffalo, chipotle, and you top it off with shredded lettuce, salsa, fire-roasted corn, onions, or pickled jalapenos, all packed in a 6-inch soft flour tortilla, making it perfect handheld or on-the-go option. Seasoned beef tacos doesn't stop, all right? It's available across the full lineup, including burritos, bowls, and quesadillas, so you can mix and match and build the meal that fits your appetite. But don't wait. The lineup is only here for a limited time while supplies last. Next time you're at Wawa, grab a taco and find your new go-to order. All right, we're going to come back and we're going to get live with our man Derek Bodner, who was at the press conference. He's back now in the office. So we're going to talk to Derek coming up in just a minute.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
We're still waiting. It's a long walk. You want to yell his name?
What's that?
You want to yell his name?
Derek! I'm used to my yell. Come on! Get your ass down here! Let's go! Hustle! I'm gonna have to bark at you like I bark at my 8th graders.
These are soundproof doors. I should not be able to hear you.
You should hear when I yell about Massimo, get back on defense.
I'm sure.
Good morning, buddy. So I was dying to hear what you thought of Gansey and, this whole situation. I like Jameer.
Yeah. No, I thought they all did well. I think everyone's going to be reading into it. We'll have on PHLY Sports YouTube. I think they did a pretty good job of dancing around exactly what they're saying. You say a lot without saying it. I think everyone's going to be wondering, what is Joel and Paul? Because a lot of people want to turn the page on that. And certainly Gansey talked about how, we view this as our core. We view this as, a team that you can win with. He, of course, has to say some of that. There's certainly relationship management, but I think everyone's probably going to read into it because I think some people are going to listen to it and see, he's talking about, they're under contract, so he has to say this and all this stuff. Maybe he doesn't believe in that. So I think a lot of people are going to question that. But I think for the most part, he did a pretty good job of talking about, balancing the power structure, balancing whether or not to keep Joel and Paul George, of why you should believe in the team. It is, a little bit of, there's only so much you can glean, I think, at times, because there's so much that they have to say.
That's my fear. It's they're going to, he can't say, yeah, man, I'm going to try to get out of these contracts, man.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that.
No. And, I do think, he certainly, I think the one takeaway is he certainly believes in Maxey and Edgecombe as a building block. He talked about how to build depth. And, he didn't talk about.
Can you rewind back to Maxey and Edgecombe? Because does he believe in having a lead guard? Does he believe VJ can be the lead guard?
Yeah, he didn't really specify which one he thought. He did talk about, in terms of having two shorter guards, because VJ's not short, but in combination with Maxey, it's a shorter backcourt. He did talk about how they had that sort of in Cleveland and how it does maybe then instruct the kind of supporting pieces you put around them. But, I think the fact that they had that in Cleveland, and quite frankly, neither Garland, when he was there, or Mitchell are what you would classify as maybe elite passers for a lead guard at least. So I think you can draw some parallels between what they did there and his viewpoints on that. And then he said, look, he did say that he believed in the two of them. He didn't necessarily say which one he thought would be running the offense per se.
It was interesting because they wound up moving on from Garland to get Harden and to get a lead guard.
Yep. Yeah, well, and he was asked at one point about Harden. He's like, look, 10 days ago, I could have answered this question, but now I can't because I'm under contract with another team. And obviously Harden, the trade worked out in a sense because they got farther to the conference finals than they ever have, but then they got swept and all that goodwill was gone almost immediately, a sentiment that a lot of people listening to this can probably relate to because you had a lot of goodwill after that Boston series and it went away quickly. Look, I think with Harden, I think part of that was a bit of it, not just getting a floor general, because I do think Harden's a clearly better passer, but I think part of it's also financial. Like I think he's going to opt out of the final year of his contract. They're going to bring him back on a multi-year deal to try to get them under the second apron so they can be a little more flexible. Whereas with Garland, he was locked into a deal for, I think, 3 more years. So I think part of it was financial as well. But yeah, I think it was at that point where you wanted to change things up. Look, I do think there is I don't want to say a problem with passing, but there's not enough court vision, creativity among your both star players and quite frankly, role players. So I'm very curious to see how they handle that. I think there's a hope that maybe VJ can grow into that more in the coming years. There's a hope that maybe you can put better role players around them, maybe a little better spacing makes the decision-making a little bit easier. But I do think passing and creativity was a problem with this team, and you need to address that.
Will they have the, the cap space better than most of us. Will they have enough space to add depth through free agency without losing assets?
It's a great question. So a lot of that's going to come down to whether or not they're willing to pay the luxury tax, which Josh will say, hey, look, I've paid the tax before. But historically, this team, unless they believe they're an inner circle title contender, they have had to be able to duck the tax at the trade deadline. They've ducked the tax at the trade deadline 4 straight years. I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that Embiid wasn't healthy, and it's a little harder to make that argument of we should be a tax team if your foundation isn't set. I do think if they will go up to that first apron threshold, so basically if you use the bigger of the 2 mid-level exceptions, you get hard capped at the first apron. That historically with this team hasn't mattered because that's about $10 million above the luxury tax. If Josh isn't willing to go to the luxury tax, then that hard cap doesn't matter. It's going to come down to whether or not Josh will pay the tax and whether or not, Gansey and Bob Myers can convince him that this team is good enough that they should pay the tax. If they do that, then theoretically they could go out and use their big mid-level exception, which is really the only way you can add a free agent outside of minimum salary contracts. And if they use that, then they can certainly get a player or even 2, because you can split that into multiple players, who could help, but I'm skeptical. If you have a team who you can't guarantee is an inner circle title contender, will Josh Harris pay the tax? His history says he hasn't. Like you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, where Gansey came from. You look at the New York Knicks. Both of those 2 teams are paying more in luxury tax payments than the Sixers have in the entire 15 years that Josh Harris has owned this franchise. Wow. Josh Harris has actually received more payments, luxury tax reimbursement payments, than he's paid into the luxury tax over the course of 15 years. So Josh can say like, hey, we have paid the tax. And it's true. 2 years, they did pay it in 2 years. But for the most part, unless they're a contender, they haven't been willing to.
Wow, that's big.
And yeah, that's brutal.
You know what's interesting too? We're into an interesting time with Embiid, because if you think back to the year, he had that moment where he talked about the luxury tax. Well, maybe if we're going to pay the luxury tax,
and then they ducked it.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you had the moment where toward the end of the year, he goes, well, they're not letting me play basketball. And then there's words that everybody else is fatigued by him missing workouts and missing team functions. And there's a kind of a weird push and pull with him. Obviously, the health and the contract make it prohibitive to move, but you could make an argument that OKC or, you needed somebody to match up with Wemby. Why not? You think something happens with Embiid?
I don't. And OKC specifically, I know that name is thrown around a lot. I know it's thrown around by a mutual friend a lot, who might have actually been at the presser today. I think
he was there.
He was there.
Oh, that's awesome.
They had a slew of season ticket holders there, and he was one of the lucky few. So I think there is a belief that maybe they can take some of the Hartenstein, Isaiah Joe, like those kind of contracts, turn it into Embiid. I think they're going to look to move Hartenstein and Isaiah Joe and those kind of types, but I think it's because they want to get that salary off their books. They're going to have, with a lot of their extensions kicking in for their core pieces, they're going to have a huge luxury tax bill. I think they're looking to decrease that luxury tax bill, trading those 3 players for a guy who makes $60 million a year, who has 3 years and $190 million left, and who, quite frankly, you just don't. Like, the whole thing with Embiid is you don't feel like he can get through April 15th to, early June and stay healthy for that entire run. This is a team in OKC whose entire thing is being able to win the conference finals and the finals. I don't know why they would increase their luxury tax bill by that much.
Yeah.
For a player who it would be tough to have any kind of hope that he would stay healthy for long enough that they need him to.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm skeptical too. And, the Giannis situation, because they might want to make a run for Giannis,
Well, and that's the other thing too. If they felt like they need high-level help, why wouldn't you just go for Giannis instead of the guy who's not able to?
Do you foresee any team, anybody looking at him? It's an interesting scenario. They would never do it, but VG, you brought it up. Like the Spurs without Wemby, once Wemby's off the floor, they just can't. They can't win this series because of it. It'd be interesting to have Embiid as a 20-minute a game guy that you could plug in there.
I mean, there's a lot of teams where I think Embiid would be interesting. OKC, to your point, I think Embiid would be interesting, but you have to, especially for a team, like I said, who doesn't want to commit to, there are teams that have paid record-breaking tax bills. Cleveland has paid huge tax bills. Boston, until the Tatum injury, was paying record-breaking tax bills. Golden State, Bob Myers came from paying record-breaking tax. If it was a team like that, then I could see OKC doing that, but historically OKC hasn't been. I think there's some teams who would look at him and say, we could use that skill set, and maybe if he's playing 25 minutes per game instead of 35, maybe he has a better chance of staying healthy. Maybe he has a better chance of retaining his mobility for a deep playoff run. But I think he's going to have a season where he plays 55 games and maybe stays healthy, or at least reasonably healthy in the playoffs, to be able to convince a team to take on that kind of a tax bill. So I think maybe if he's playing well next year, at this time next year, you have a chance. I would be stunned if it happened this year, though.
Yeah. And not George, same thing.
I think George is a little more possible, because part of the reason he only played right around 40 games is because he had that 25-game suspension, which was not injury related. And I think George has shown that I think he can play both because of his skill set and his mindset. He's one of those stars that I think is perfectly okay, ceding touches to someone like VJ Edgecombe. He said it before the year. I think the way he played, proved that out, that he has the mindset where he's willing to do that. And he's a good defender. He's a good shooter, good off-ball and movement shooter. And I think he can fit into a lot of team constructs. I think and he's got 1 year shorter on his deal than Embiid does. And I think that's key. So I think it's more likely you can move Paul George. I still kind of think that if he comes back and plays up until the trade deadline, looks healthy, it'll be easier to move him and it'll cost you less assets to get off of that contract. But I don't think it's impossible a team could talk themselves into Paul George. I certainly think it's more likely a team can talk themselves into George this summer than it is Embiid.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Last thing, which of the role players are they looking at? You got Grimes, Oubre, what do you, because I don't know how you feel, but I just don't, when you watch these playoffs, I don't see Oubre and Grimes being those role players. Oubre's not Josh Hart, right?
No, he's not. I think both of them, to your point, you just don't trust their decision-making enough deep into the playoffs. I think this is going to be interesting because we talked about the mid-level exception earlier. You can't really use that and stay under the tax while keeping both Oubre and Grimes. So I think you might have to make a decision. They didn't really spend much time today talking about those two specifically. Nick Nurse, I think, has always been a fan of Kelly and has trusted him to be in his rotation. Kelly's a little tough because I feel like if he's back, he almost, I think it would be tough to take away the starting lineup spot from him just because I think he values that quite a bit. Going based solely on Nick, I would give the edge to Oubre coming back. But I think it's real tough. To me, if you're asking what I would do, and you didn't, but I'll offer it, it's whoever would sign the shortest term deal possible because I don't really believe in any of them as long-term role players.
Right.
But I need some matching salary for a trade, so I need one of them back.
So I vote for you.
Whichever one will take a 1 or a 2 year deal. That's the one I'm bringing back.
I agree. I agree with that mindset. I agree with that. That sentiment. It's brilliant. That's why we love you. That's why we're bugging you. Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it, brother.
Yep.
He is the great Derek Bodner, all PHLY Sixers today. You got to tune in, man. They're all over it. All the guys were there covering this thing. They got it covered left, every which way. Let's take a quick TO, come right back, and wrap up some nugs. I know you got a Jeremy Fowler thing, huh?
Yeah, he did a little recap of the big trades that went down recently.
All right. We'll look forward to that. That's coming up. First, let's talk about our friends. How about TrueMark Credit Union? That's it. Something we like, something that actually rewards the way you spend your money. Exactly what you get with the Everyday Elite Visa credit card from TrueMark Credit Union. That's it. We're talking up to 4% cash back on eligible everyday purchases, including gas. And for a limited time, new cardholders also get a 0% introductory APR on purchases for the first 12 months. Then 17.99 APR. After that, more cash back, less catch. Apply today, TrueMark.com, or stop in any of the TrueMark Credit Union's 24 branch locations across the Delaware Valley. TrueMark Credit Union, they changed the game. You got to check it out. Kelly Body, the CEO, has them humming. And when it comes to your money, you get rewarded. Rates based on credit worthiness, 4% cash back on eligible purchases, bonus categories, capped annually. Restrictions apply. Visit TrueMark.com for details. Insured by the NCUA.
If you're a golfer in Philly and you're not part of the Gap yet, you're leaving a ton on the table. Gap, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, is your all-access pass to the best golf in the area. Their member play days get you on the top private clubs and premier golf courses you normally can't even touch, and it's all in a relaxed, fun format. No pressure, just great golf. And when you join, you get a GIN handicap, which changes everything. It levels the playing field, tracks your game over time, and makes every round actually mean something. Plus, for a low annual cost, you unlock access to events, championships, discounted tee times in the entire Gap network. It's the hub for amateur golf in the greater Philadelphia area. Getting started is pretty easy. Just visit gapgolf.org and click join or get a handicap. You can sign up for the online USGA Gap Club for just $55 and get instant access to your membership and get a handicap, or you can host your own handicap through a local public or private golf course that offers Gap. Once you're in, you're in. Events, exclusive courses, all of it. Go to gapgolf.org and get started today.
All right, welcome back. So Jeremy Fowler analyzed the trades.
Yeah, he's got a little insight into the Myles Garrett trade, the A.J. Brown trade. So we've heard rumors swirling about massages and things like that, but apparently, according to sources around the league with Jeremy, A.J. Brown's angst stems from Hurts's perceived reluctance to target Brown on tight window throws against zone coverage. And through conversations between Brown and his management, it became apparent early in the offseason that Brown wanted out of Philly, believing it was best for his next stage of his career.
Yeah, it's something that we've been saying for a minute. Like that he just doesn't believe in Jalen as a quarterback, and that's kind of what happened.
Yes.
You know, all these other nonsense.
Salacious and fun, but probably not that accurate.
No, it's not. And, you know, listen, it is what it is. My whole thing to AJ is good luck with Drake May. Right? Because I look at Drake May and go, all right, well, I'm not looking at Montana.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
Yeah.
You know.
It is what it is.
What else you got? You got a couple nugs?
Yeah, we got a couple nugs. We got a baldy nug.
You got a baldy nug?
Yeah.
It's a stop for beaches
All right, so Baldy, he's got an idea. He wants airports everywhere to grow their own lettuce. He's in South Korea with this video. Yes.
I got to see this.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Grow your own lettuce.
Airports. Every airport should do this.
Why? Yeah.
I'm at the Seoul Incheon Airport right here, Seoul, Korea.
He's got a Knicks hat on, too.
Thai Airlines, all right, to Bangkok here today. And it's a beautiful day out there in Seoul. But I just saw this in the airport, Incheon right here. They're growing their own lettuce. They're growing their own lettuce right here. As a gardener and a part-time farmer, I'm looking at this lettuce that they're using to put on their sandwiches here. Can it get any fresher than that? Like, I'm just intrigued. Like, I feel like every airport should be growing their own lettuce and their own vegetables that they're putting on their sandwiches to make them all fresh and tasty.
He's the greatest. First of all,
he's got his girlfriend doing the video. Right?
First of all, this is why he's the greatest. All right. Couple things about that video.
Yeah.
We're live.
Yeah.
Seoul, Korea. Airport, Seoul, Korea. Like
that's another like Brent Musburger.
Yeah. Like we're live at Arrowhead Stadium. We're live. The airport, Seoul, Korea. And he goes, listen, as a part-time, what do you say?
He says a gardener and a part-time farmer. Part-time farmer.
Listen, there's nobody that exaggerates better than Bodner, right?
Yeah.
As a part-time farmer.
Yeah.
I've been his backyard, dude. Listen, God bless. He's got an incredible greenhouse.
Right. Yeah, I've seen pictures of it.
But his backyard is a pool.
There's not corn stalks back there.
A koi pond. He's got tomatoes.
Yeah.
Right? Couple peppers. But, farmer.
Right.
Like, I live in farm.
No, he doesn't go that far. He's part-time.
Right.
He doesn't take it.
But he sells, as a part-time farmer. He's the greatest. He's ultimately the greatest.
Every airport should be growing their own lettuce. Put on their sandwich.
So I'm intrigued by this. The freshness of the lettuce.
Yeah.
Imagine PHL, right? Airport, Philadelphia. Imagine the lettuce you could put on a hoagie.
Right. Yes. That's what I want them worrying about at PHL Airport.
By the way, I got a beef with the hoagie.
The hoagie in general?
A cutlet is not a hoagie.
A cutlet hoagie?
No. This whole thing, they did it. One of these national shows went to some hipster joint about talking about the Philadelphia hoagie.
Okay.
I think it was, my wife was telling me about it. I didn't say it. I think it was CBS Sunday Morning. And she's like, let me ask you a question, because he asked me, is a hoagie a cutlet? I go, no. The chicken cutlet sandwich is not a hoagie.
What about a chicken cutlet sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayo?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you don't do cutlets hoagies.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. You do a cheesesteak hoagie, I guess, which is fugazi anyway.
Nice chicken cutlet hoagie down like Tony Luke's or something?
No, that's not. That's not a hoagie. That's a cutlet sandwich. It's a chicken cutlet sandwich. And then everything's got to be vodka. I know Eddie Wright loves the vodka. They're all about the vodka sauce.
What about a cheesesteak hoagie?
It's not a hoagie. It's not. I know people do it. It's not. No hoagie. Hoagie's cold is cold.
Hoagie's got to be cold.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
that's what a hoagie is.
So it's not. Well, what about these people who make their hoagies toasted? Put them in.
Who does that? That's one of these fugazi national sandwich joints.
Yeah, like a little grinder.
Nobody does a grinder in Philadelphia. What? No, there's no grinder.
I love the world you live in.
The grinder is not.
Your pocket doesn't do it. Nobody in Philadelphia does a grinder.
No, a grinder is
Get a nice grinder, Key Pizza up on Lehigh Avenue, right near me. Right in
what is the grinder?
It's a hoagie stuffed in the oven.
No, nobody does that. No, you don't. It's not a hoagie. Then it becomes a shit. Right or wrong, Jules? I know.
So what do you call it?
If you
you call it a cutlet sandwich.
With lettuce, tomato.
Cutlet sandwich.
Cutlet sandwich with lettuce and tomato. It's not a hoagie.
Chicken cutlet. It's a chicken cutlet sandwich.
Yeah, that's not a hoagie.
It's not a hoagie.
No way.
It's a hoagie.
It's not a hoagie. It's not.
It's on every menu is a hoagie.
It's not a
they're
hoagie.
wrong.
It's not a hoagie.
They're
It's not.
wrong.
That's the point. You show some respect to the hoagie.
Yeah.
You got a cutlet. You got a cheesesteak. And you got a roast pork. Is roast pork a hoagie? No.
Nobody puts lettuce, tomato, and
I don't know what they do.
on the
First of all,
roast
putting
pork
it on a
sandwich.
cheesesteak is stupid anyway, but people do it.
Yeah, I do it every now and then.
Cheesesteak, of course you do, because you got no respect for the cheesesteak. You got no respect for it because it's meat.
No respect for the hoagie.
You got no respect because it's meat.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
You got veggie hoagies. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, what if the eggplant's warm? Then it's not an eggplant hoagie, a veggie hoagie.
I don't have, like, I don't eat. I didn't know that was in the hoagie.
Oh, yeah, you could do a eggplant hoagie.
All I know is hoagie's cold.
Okay.
It's not warm.
Good to know. Hold on. Let me add this.
Let
me add this to the notes on my phone.
The bread is what the bread is.
Let me add it to VG's bad takes.
Yeah, VG, the king of bad takes.
Yeah, let me add it under another bad take so I remember not to bring this up again.
You have, how long's your list?
It's about
extensive, right?
2,300 words right now.
All right, good. Let's go back in the day. End it. It's not a hoagie. I don't care what you're talking about. It's not a hoagie. hoagie.
I like a hoagie with all the accoutrements of a hoagie. I like a cutlet sandwich with all the accoutrements of a hoagie, but I can't call it that. So
It's a chick cutlet sandwich. Why can't you just call it chick cutlet sandwich?
chick cutlet sandwich just comes with a chick cutlet on it.
Right, chick cutlet sandwich. No, it's not. The chick cutlet sandwich, you can get it a zillion different ways.
Yeah.
Peppers,
Italiano, little
tomato.
broccoli rabe, where you do a
There's a million
hoagie.
different ways.
You do a hoagie
That's
style.
not a hoagie. What's chat say?
Eddie Ray says Ricci Brothers does an eggplant veggie hoagie with hot eggplant. It's fantastic.
Okay, well, it's a hoagie is cold.
All right. Well, there's hoagie shops who disagree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, they're hoagie specialists.
Well, listen,
They're experts
if
in
you
hoagies.
I'm not going to quibble.
You're a sports expert.
I'm not going to quibble over a eggplant that's warm. That's fine. For the most part, is the bread. The bread is not toasted. You don't toast the bread on a hoagie.
Oh, yeah, sometimes I do.
You're the worst. You are just the worst.
You're
The
crazy.
worst taste.
You're
the worst
crazy.
everything. Go back in your coffin. It's
We're
daylight.
going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
I want to go back to the 19.
You have disqualified the cheesesteak hoagie if the cutlet hoagie is disqualified. Yes, I have. Eddie, right? You're from South Philly. I expect more out of you.
I'm going back to 1992. In that year, Gary Sheffield and Tony Gwynn played for the Padres, and they had 1,138 plate appearances combined. And the two of them combined for only 56 strikeouts. 1,138
Tony never struck out.
plate appearances, 56
That's
strikeouts
nuts.
between two players.
Tony never struck out.
No, Sheffield didn't either that year. Pretty wild.
That's incredible.
'Cause Sheffield, I thought he was a free swinger.
He was great. He was a great ball player, great hitter.
Yeah.
Great hitter. Whose cousin was he?
Who's cousin? Dave Winfield.
Nope.
Who?
Gooden.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Lots to do this week. We just got started. Jules rules. You guys rule. Thanks for putting up with us and me and his bad takes. We love you guys. Have a great week. We'll see you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.